ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮುಕ್ತ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯ ನ್ಯಾಕ್ನಿಂದ ಎ+ ಮಾನ್ಯತೆ ಪಡೆದಿದೆ. ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ. BA, BCom, MA ಕನ್ನಡ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್, ಹಿಂದಿ, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ್, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್, MCom, MBA, MSc ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ವ್ಯಾಸಂಗ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪದವಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಜನವರಿ ಆವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಮಾರ್ಚ್ 31, 2024 ಕಡೆಯ ದಿನಾಂಕ.
To the international standards, he has founded CleanFix Cheverian Systems Private Limited as a joint venture initiative between Cheverian Family India and CleanFix Family Switzerland, and set up a state-of-the-art production plant in Tandia, Mysore, to manufacture Swiss quality cleaning machines and robotics in India. He is an executive council member of Swiss India Chamber. He is highly committed to sustainable practices that will contribute to safeguarding the environment for future generation, and his initiative in the area of environmental, social and governance are remarkable. Besides the prime focus on his successfully managed family business, Sham contributions to societal outreach programs through various corporate social responsibility initiatives are remarkable. We heartily welcome you, sir, for this session as well as for our conference. Please, the next speaker for the session is Dharma Prasad, sir. He is a CEO, chief scientist, entrepreneur, author, mentor. In order to meet the dynamic, Dr. Dharma Prasad, a visionary leader making waves in the words of biotechnology education, as the CEO and chief scientist of Proceta Bioinformatics Private Limited, a pioneering US-based biotech and pharma company. He is on a mission to discover groundbreaking drugs of infectious diseases, brain disorders and cancer. Dr. Prasad is also director of a company focused on creating education solutions. His expertise and influence extend beyond the corporate world as he serves as academic councils, advisory panels, boards and many more. He has earned multiple accolades, with more recent one distinguished alumni award from the University of Mysore. His impressive academic journey started from being a poor student in school to achieving multiple ranks and national merit awards in college. He obtained his MSc from University of Mysore and PhD from Center for DNA Fingerprinting and Diagnostics, University of Hyderabad. So I heartily welcome Dharma Prasad, sir, for this panel session.
Hello.
The next resource person is J. Hari Mahadevan, sir, who is graduated in mechanical engineering from SJC Mysore. Overall work experience of 30 years, worked in various functions across the business, handled various product lines which are electromechanical in nature, handled performance excellence program for L&T Mysore business units, certified value methodology associate from Invest, a strong believer of lean manufacturing and successfully implementing various projects. Currently responsible for manufacturing of various products in metering and protection systems business unit of SEIPL, which includes manufacturing engineering in-house and external manufacturing. We heartily welcome you, sir. The next resource person is Dr. Sham Prabhu. Sir has 23 years of experience in the areas of new design and development in electrical and electronic products, systematic design review and analysis and business development, headed the PMO, then sound knowledge in cost optimization and control. He was part of the Indian Standard Committee and contributed to defining the standards for smart energy meters. An award-winning personality having outstanding contributions in the area of new product development, innovation and research, and achieved mission-critical outcomes in prestigious products by demonstrating explanatory techno-managerial qualities and leadership skills. A chartered engineer of the Institution of Engineers is the largest multidisciplinary professional body of engineers. So, sir is actively involved with NGOs to uplift the bright students from the economically weaker section. We heartily welcome to the conference, sir. Thank you.
I invite Dr. Savita, Chairperson, Department of Studies and in Research Management, and Dr. Rajeshwari to the panel discussion, please.
Good morning. I heartily welcome all the esteemed panelists and dear delegates and my colleagues and my friends. Today we are in the second day of the national conference on sustainable development and innovative management strategies. Yesterday also we heard so much about sustainable development, what innovative strategies as an individual, as an organization we can take up, and how to build a better planet. Today we are going to discuss about the same. As we had, you all got the introduction about the today's esteemed panelist. So we have understood that we have to drive a meaningful activities in order to have a better world and better living for us. So in this connection, we would like to have the opinion of the esteemed panelists today. I would like to know from Dr. Dharma Prasad sir, as today everybody is speaking about sustainable management, how important is the question of sustainable management development today? And if so, which sector must more focus on that? Apart from individuals, who should more focus on it?
Good morning, everyone. We are, as human beings, are extremely selfish, isn't it? We have destroyed pretty much a lot of environment, on the earth. I'll give you a few statistics. I think the forest cover of India is about 24%. Ideally, it should be 35 or something percentage. So we have extracted a lot of resources. We are also doing a lot of mining in a lot of areas to collect resources. Similarly, if I may ask you, among all the mammals on this earth, you know what percentage is wild animals? Any guess? Huh? 30% are human beings, right? 67% are animals and pets. Only 3% are wild animals. Only 3% of the entire mammalian population on earth is wild animals. So that means we have destroyed quite a lot of environment, and we have occupied and we have dominated this world. Because of which now we see consequences of climate change, seasons changing. See, the idea for any fruit or seed to form is when the flowering happens, your pollinators also has to be there at the same time. So the pollination happens. That means the insect come out of their pupae, at the same time of flowering. If these two mismatch by 15 days, the pollination doesn't happen. So the yield goes down. It is already happening. The flower blooming is happening at a different time, and the insect coming out at a different time. 15 days overlap is not happening for a lot of crops. That's why we have started yield decrease. So we are seeing a lot of effect. Going forward, we are going to see a lot more. I think we need to start working on it. I think that is the reason why we are so seriously considering sustainability as our future growth trend. Because we all need to grow. We can't be stagnant. So in this sustainability, I think the sectors that are extremely important, that contribute a lot towards environmental destructions, are three major fields. One is energy, because 70% of our energy in India comes from thermal power. So that means we are burning coal. That means we are releasing a lot of carbon dioxide. Similarly to a lot of countries, I think there are very few countries like Finland where 90% plus comes from renewable energy. They have huge number of hydroelectric power. India has only 12% renewable energy and probably 10% nuclear and hydro combined, 22%. So 76% comes from solar. Thermal. So energy is a industry. Energy production as an industry, I think, is need to do a lot more sector towards sustainability. So we move into renewable energy. We move into a lot of other energy factors. Also, one of the reason central government started a scheme. I think last week they released where instead of having a centralized energy production, you have a distributed energy productions and you produce energy at your home using solar power. So there is a lot of work being done in that stage. That is one. The second, I think, sector is transportation. A lot of transportation is dependent on fossil fuel. We have not transitioned to any other efficient fuel methods. So transportation is generating a huge amount of pollution, carbon dioxide, and effect on environment. And the third is consumption. Consumption in general. We are a consumption-driven society. That means we produce enormous amount of stuff, out of which we probably use only 70% and 30-40% goes waste, whether it is agriculture, whether it is something else. And the fourth is probably agriculture practices, that we don't have a sustainable agriculture practices, very unsustainable. So moving towards greenhouse-based production or drip irrigation, a lot of sustainable production, I think we need to move on. So if we concentrate, these are main sectors. There are every sector supports this, but I would say if we can change energy, if we can improve transportation using alternate methods and agriculture practices and consumption, I think we would be able to make a lot of difference, I would feel.
Thank you, sir. You have identified transportation, agriculture, and energy sector as very important. Now, may I know from Dr. Shyam that because SDG goals, government UN has already set up 17 SDG goals, and it has every country has a target. In India also, we are supposed to achieve this by 2030. So, how SDG goals are relevant to India and Karnataka in particular?
Other side, if you look, there's a cloud burst, heavy floods. So if you look at this, immediately you can see there is a recently on news, there's a fire in the forest. So a lot of things has been destroyed, right? So if you look at the two extremes, if it's something in the mean, you can do some corrective actions, but you have two extremes. One side the extreme drought, another side excessive flood. So this is what today's scenario, and we don't know when what is going to happen. Earlier we had a season. This is, we know it's a rainy season, it's a winter, it's a tough, but today things have changed.
So who is responsible for all this? All of us sitting here, one is responsible for it. I hope I'm right. Right. Now, there are two questions in our mind. What should I focus? In the development, I destroy everything, deforest, make a building, make a factories, I destroy everything. Or how do I protect my environment, right? So here the question is very tricky question, but both are important. We need to have an industry, we need to have a growth, and we need to have a better lifestyle. We need to make the world a better place. If you see our human things, the world has a finite resources, and whereas a human needs are infinite, right? We have been taking out the oil. I don't think we'll be anything we leave for our future as well, right? We are consuming whatever is possible, we are taking it out. And we need to promote a development that does not destroy our environment. And that's our prime focus we need to have. And second, we need to leave something for our future. Today, it's not that the world is not going to end here. We are going to have a next generation and the next generation. We need to see how we enjoy what resources we consume today. The same right, it is not the option, it's a right they have. The future generation have the right to live it. And look at this, we have been talking. Look at this scenario. In 1972, at the Rome, we made a limit of growth. Almost 197 countries joined hand anonymously, say yes, we need to set a growth and we need to ensure what should be my pollution limit, what should be my emissions. So all the criteria has been set in 1972. So that did not stop. Then after that, in 1983, then it Brundtland Commission. At that time, she was a Norway Prime Minister. Under the Norway's Prime Minister, we have set up the commission. And the commission came up with a recommendation saying that common future in 1987. That did not stop. Again, 1992, we had a Rio Earth Summit. Around 172 countries joined and said that same thing they echoed, yes, we need to conserve the environment. And after that, 2000 to 2015, almost a 15 year, we had a Millennium Development Goals. And after that, today where we are, now 2015 to 2030, the global goals we have. So that's what we are going to discuss in detail. The thing is, the main point what I'm trying is, we have been talking, humans we have been talking, on the global level we are talking, country level we are talking. What are we doing it? We have done little, can you do little more to do that? So that's what we are trying to see, what maximum goals can be achieved. First, before that, we just understand what are we trying to have a sustainable development. A development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. So this I'm not going to discuss. I understand yesterday you people had a same kind of lot of discussion happen. All of you know there is a 17 goals has been set globally, and these 17 goals have a 169 targets to achieve. And there is a mathematically every target has a key actions and milestones. Once you achieve it, that's how it is factored. So since we had length and breadth had a discussion yesterday, and I'm just keeping this slide. And ultimately, whatever we do, we have three elements in the life. One, the people, ultimately we who need to do that. And second, the planet Earth. And the third, the profit, what are you going to make? Now, how are you going to juggle with these three and ensure all three are still safe? That's what's going to be our interest. If I've categorized this into 4 categories. The 17 goals has been categorized into 4 categories. And the category 1, the social and economic dimensions, which talks about no poverty, no hunger, equality in education, and gender equality. And the second category, you can I just jumbled it, you can see the numbers. I've just classified into 4 to get the flow of it. And the second category is conservation and management of resources for the development. And the third category, strengthening the position of the major group. And the next is the mean of implementation. What are we going to do? How we are going to implement? If you look at this, you can map the people, the planet Earth, and your profit. That's how I classified this into 4. What is the present status? Today, if you see, around 795 people are in hunger. 144 million people were displaced. This data is before the war and national disaster. So we have a lot of water scarcity, and you also know today Bangalore, right? It is fighting for the water. And 40% of the global population doesn't get water. And there is open defecation, still 946 million people practice. And gender inequality persists still. And 57 million children have no right for education. It's a very sad part of it. This is a present scenario. So I'm just global scenario. I'm just coming to India, then I'll come to Karnataka. In Indian scenario, if you look, today India is ranked around 165 country. India ranked as a 120 in the number. So as I briefed earlier, there is a clear goal and there is an objective and a milestone to be achieved. Based on that, scores has been arrived. The top countries are Finland, followed by the Sweden and the Denmark. The difference is, if you look at the first country and the India, still it is around 25 points. It's a huge gap. It is not a small gap. That's a point to be noted here. And getting a 90 mark is better, and getting a 91, 95 is still tougher, right? Getting a more and more score is you have to do more and more job, exponential jobs. It's not a proportional job we need to do. And we have been slipped, sad part is we have been slipped from 117 to 120, and that is a point which we need to focus. Now I'm just moving to Karnataka. How does the Karnataka perform in the index? If you look at the Karnataka, this is the countrywide top states and which states performed good. 17 parameter, what you have seen SD goals. These 17 parameters, and each state, which is the first state. And the left chart, you don't find Karnataka. And Karnataka is hub for the Silicon Hub, and it is known for all the industries and the software hub. Being that we are not in any of the top first. If you look at the poverty, we stay somewhere close to 7th in India. If you look at the hunger, we are somewhere close to 5. We are. So this is the state we are. We wanted to ensure how we move up. If you look at the overall index, India as a country scored 66 in the total index, and the Karnataka is a 7th position, so which probably need to move to the top, because every state has to fight. It's a good reason, right? Every state has to fight. Every state has to eradicate poverty. Every state has to eliminate the hunger deaths. Everybody has to do. So it's a good fight we need to do, right? So the country score improves. And today, we have been fighting the city of Lake. Today I have finding where the water is. Almost 60% of the bore wells are dried, and we don't know where to get the water, right? And it's only army house to give. That's the situation we are here. So what India has done, so government of India has done these 5 programs. So what are these 5 programs? The first program with Shashak Bharat and Sabal Bharat is basically address hunger, housing, malnutrition, and the poverty. And the second program, Swachh Bharat and Swasth Bharat, it focus on sanitation, health, open defecation. The third program, Samagraha Bharat and Shanksham Bharat, which basically talks about the financial inclusion. The fruit vendor also is able to do the transaction. The lady who sells at the footpath, is she also able to do the transactions? That's the financial inclusion in the system. And the fourth is Satat Bharat and Sanatan Bharat, which focus about the environment, basically renewable energy and reduce the consumptions. And the last, Sampanna Bharat and Samrit Bharat, which focuses on upliftment of the country's economy. And we all know 2030, we need to have a 7 trillion is our digital economy. That's a target we have set, and we are moving towards that. So by this, we are trying to address this 17 goals, and we're trying to achieve it. So what is that we are going to do? The solution is nobody else. The solution is within this hall. And we have to start. We will not wait for government will do it or somebody will do it. We need to start from our side. Please start whatever is possible from our side. So we can change our lifestyle, which is eco-centric, environmental friendly, whichever way, avoiding a plastic, reducing the consumption, whatever ways it means. And educate and reduce the consumption, because some people doesn't know whether they're consuming it more. Because of their habit, they keep consuming it. So that we need to change. And use the shared transportation and inclusive society. We need to ensure every member in a society participate in the program, then only it becomes success. Otherwise, only the pockets of the people try to act, and it will be not a people movement. It will be a failure. And we need to join hands with the NGO and the government cannot do everything. So we need to help the government to ensure those programs are successful. And we need to move to renewable energies and as much as possible bring greener. Mysore is known for the greenery and we need to bring the greenery. These are the things we can do to address where the SG goals, how does relate to India and what it means to Karnataka and what we need to do to ensure we move up and score in the coming years on top of India, right? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Shams, for giving a very valuable input on the sustainability development. From day one, we are speaking the various aspects of the sustainability. It can be, as sir said, the changing the lifestyle. And we can see the extensive usage of the plastics where we don't have control over minimizing it. But as an individuals, we have to think over it. And as we are thinking about the environment and planting the saplings. What is my context in this is we need to teach our children like what is environment, like how we need to take care of it, because gone are those days where we were not worried about all these things when we were the small childrens. But today the need is there. Okay. Along with this, I'll take up a question for the Shamcherian sir. Today we speak of three R's, circular economy. What management strategies are helpful to sustainable development, sir? Please throw a light upon this particular topic.
Good morning to all of you. In fact, we had a very detailed listening from Dr. Prabhu, Sham Prabhu, keeping the 17 SDG goals in mind, from showing the whole situation across the country, and finally came to show to Karnataka. What I would like to do is, I would like to talk about where are we today. I look back the year 1988 when I came in. The population of Mysore was 560,000 people, 560,000. And my car was 150 to 52nd car at that point of time. Let's look at today. Today the population of Mysore is 13.16 lakhs, just doubled in 34 years, 35 years. We should not worry about it. The worry should be different. Are we sustainable? What is our contribution to sustain this growth? We need people. We need the growth of the city. Everything can happen only when the people are there. If there is no people, you can't grow. I came back from Switzerland in 3 weeks back. I had the opportunity to go and attend the World Economic Forum. And everybody is thinking about one situation. Where are we heading for in 10 years' time? In Europe, there is nobody. There is no population is growing. The population growth is stunned. Nobody wanted to have the next generation to come in. That scenario and our scenario, that our population is exploding. I mean, I won't say exploding. Today's level, we are all very cautious to have children coming in, and various precautions are taken, so the growth is not exploding. But the point here is that, are we looking at the sustainability of our city? What is our contribution towards sustainability as an individual? Because everything starts from the individual. The individual, the family, and the community, and the society, the city, the district, the state, and the country. I think it starts from you and me. As Dr. Sham said, the 17 goals are very relevant. Extremely relevant. Everybody is talking about the 17 goals. Keeping that in mind, that is what we have to do it today. The 3 Rs is very important today to sustain the development, sustain the goals of SDG, or to follow the goals of SDG. That is basically the reduce, reuse, and recycle. In fact, we had a sustainability gathering from CAI, and Dr. Dharma took an initiative and he made everybody to take an oath. You remember that? His signature, his daughter even wrote a poem on basically on reduce, reuse, and recycle. I think if you have that in mind for all of us, we have achieved most of your 17 goals. So together we can achieve it. That's the main thing you have to do. I can't take you to all the jargon of this today. It doesn't matter because the audience are more of students I can see or academicians. So what as an academician should do is that you should guide us. You should have similar initiative what you've done and to talk to the public, talk to the citizens of Mysore on how do we do this reuse, reduce and recycle. That message should go out of this seminar today onwards on a regular basis. I think the university should take in very serious interest. That will help the city of Mysore to be sustainable.
Sir, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. We'll definitely, this is just a beginning and we must take this forward so that at least we contribute something to the society also. Thank you. And now I would like to know from Dr. Hariharan Madhavan, sir, do you think each sector, industry or company should have specific strategies to deal? So what management innovative strategies we can use so that we can live in a better planet?
Thank you, Dr. Rajeshwari, for inviting me for this panel discussion. So good morning to all of you. So I have been happy to listen to all the three other panelists and learn a lot from them, because finally one of the way we can learn is from each other. Everyone has the depth of knowledge on what they know, and it is important to listen to everyone to know that there is something what we don't know we can learn. So this is the way. If you talk about the question is whether each and every industry need to have a strategy. Yes, every industry is different. For example, you're all from academia. There could be product manufacturing organizations like us. There could be process organizations. Everyone need to have their own strategies. Why? Because Dr. Shyam talked about 17 SDGs. So effectively, if you look at it, all these SDGs, it can be encompassed into 3 groups. Scope 1, 2, 3. So it is like scope 1 and 2 are, scope 1 is 100% within the organization. Scope 2 is beyond the organization but happens inside the organization. Scope 3 is outside the organization. So all of you are familiar with scope 1, 2, 3, or let me explain you more on that. Okay. So for example, if you talk about we are a product manufacturing organization, so what happens, what all the emissions happens, what all the wastages which happens inside our manufacturing process. It could be, for example, various raw materials we use. Now how do we minimize it? For example, if I'm making a product which is having more of plastics, can we bring down the use of plastics? If you are using some other fossil fuels for some of the processes, how do we bring it down? And what are the wastages, which are happening, which is going unattended? How do we minimize it? All these kind of things which comes within the organization. If you talk about scope 2, for example, electricity, which we use, it gets generated outside but consumed inside. So how do we ensure that that consumption is brought down, or how are you going for more and more renewables? So this is what I talk about, scope 1 and 2. And if you talk about scope 3, it is talking about downstream and upstream. What is downstream? As an organization, we receive various inputs from outside, from various organizations. Now, how those aspects of emissions are addressed on the downstream, that is important. So then upstream, what are the products we manufacture, we give it to our customers, how those things gets handled, and how those things get, when it's reach end of life, how those actions are to be taken, by which these are all disposed of in a proper manner, by which it does not have impact on the sustainability perspective. So every since I said about the manufacturing organization, if you take educational organization, then that is different, because what kind of activities are carried out here, you need to identify what are the elements of scope 1, in that what improvements can be done. Similar to the product organization or product process organization. So this is about, it's very clear that every organization need to have their own strategy. Now, how do we have it? Can any strategy be deployed? It has to be deployed. For deploying a strategy, you need to draw a roadmap. What is a roadmap? Roadmap is nothing but certain set of identified initiatives. Every initiatives driven down to the action plan with very clear-cut roadmap with the clear targets on every action item with identified responsibility and what resources required for it. Even that is also identified so that even the initial stage some investment may be required, but moving forward, because we are talking about sustainability is always, we are not only looking at growth of today, we are looking at sustainable growth while we have a sustainable growth today, which also has to take care of future generation. So which means which will also involve some resources and investment. Those things are also identified, and which also we need to have what is the timeline for implementing these initiatives. This is what the whole world is talking about, 2030, 2040, 2070 and all, which will anyhow talk about in the next part of the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving a meaningful insight. Thank you. So far we were discussing about the various dimensions of sustainable development and minority strategies. As an academicians, we speak about all this and we show our concern. But now we would like to know particularly, because from the industry experts, like in specifically what they are doing, especially in their industries. So I would like to ask Sam Cherian, sir, the sustainable development poses significant challenges in the chemical industry since ages. Chemical industry, have you identified any new challenges? Because we have been speaking about how do you disposal is the biggest problem in chemical industries and other things. Apart from this, have you identified any new challenges and how you are addressing them, sir?
Basically, the challenges as a chemical industry is tremendous. The guidelines by the government for the industries to follow is unlimited, but doesn't mean that we cannot follow that one. In fact, we have taken very major challenges to transit for the transitioning of renewable and lower carbon energy sources. We have made our industry completely, the production part is completely renewable energy. We don't use the KEB power at all. That's a major initiative we have taken. It's a major expense for an industry, but we have taken that one. Then most of the processes are traditionally rely on heavy fossil fuels. We have changed that actually. Then we have invested heavily on the research and development now, because that is the only way we can cope up with the current development and to meet the challenges to be sustainable. We have more scientists working than production people in our industry. To look at the raw materials, what we buy, are they sustainable? Are they following the sustainable guidelines while they're producing it? When I took up this sustainability journey, I thought it's something very simple. It's a very, very cumbersome. Scope 1, Scope 2, Scope 3, as Mr. Hariharan said. It's so difficult actually, especially when you have a logistic issues to deal with. Even when I travel from one place to other one, the carbon emission is counted. In spite of that, one of our new industries a year back, we inaugurated, we had an event which was sustainable. The first unit in Mysuru, where the inauguration, we have followed the sustainable initiatives. No plastics, all the carbon footprint for people travel from all over the world to come in. We have taken all this into account and compensated that. So the initiative to take is, the challenge is very heavy, and the government is set the guidelines not to give you difficulties, but to be sustainable. So the initiative from the government is very high, very, very serious, and the challenges are very high. We are able to follow that one. Another thing which we are trying to do is that the digital transformation. If you don't digitize it, you're not really following the sustainability route, because you can't do everything manual. Again, the people, the movement, everything matters. So digitization is very important, that we have taken that also. And when you become digital, the sensitivity is very high. You lose control on your data, your informations. And that's another major threat which is happening. So you digitize it, then you have to invest equal or more to protect your data. The cyber crimes are very high. See, for an industry, if you really look at controlling or be under the sustainability route, the challenges are extremely high. It doesn't mean that we should not do that, but we as a medium scale industry, we are doing that one. The major issue what we face is that we have our materials going across the country. The post-COVID is, the main issue is this resilience in the supply chain. So that we need to have the trucks, which is battery operated, which is not possible at all in this world today. So you have to really reduce your packaging cost to reduce the shipping cost. See where you start. You are using a plastic can to pack your product, but then you are using a bulky one. So what do? You're shipping a lot of water across the country. So you have to do an initiative, an R&D to make your product more concentrated. So your packaging cost will come down. Then your carton size is reduced. So thereby your carbon footprint is reduced. So a lot of R&D has to go in even every aspect of your process. So as a company, we have taken that also. There is nothing which we have not looked at, and I'm very proud to announce that we are declaring net zero in 25 with all the initiatives. We have a chemical factory wherein we have no effluent going into the environment at all. You can come and see that one. Perfect. Solar water, power saving initiatives, everything required to be sustainable, to be a part of the sustainability initiative of the government or the UN of 17 points we have taken. And then we looked at our carbon situation, emission. There is a shortfall of 1,000, that is 1 million. What do? What we've done is we have gone to the KDB and took a land of 7 acres of land, and we are doing forestation. We're planting trees. That also gives me credits. Everything possible to be a part of the sustainability journey, we have taken that. So my message to all of you, you academicians, is that you do what you can do for the citizens to be aware of what are the initiatives to be taken and communicate to the citizens. Your knowledge level is very high, extremely high, but don't allow that to stay with you. You should allow that to go to the community. Then only the community. See, my job is what to do business and make money, but I should also be aware of the development happening. That is your job. So this is what the initiatives we have taken. I'm sure that we can contribute tremendously towards the sustainability journey of the United Nations. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving a very valuable input. As you said, in order to come out with the innovative solutions, we have to go for the research and development. And also minimizing the carbon emissions also plays an important role here. And also when we approached Sham Sherian sir for sponsorship and all, he very happily agreed it. And also we congratulate him regarding that by sponsoring this conference also for that matter. And
I would like to add one more point. What we are doing is that make your process, not to let away your formulations, but your process and your conduct of business very transparent. That's very important today. You do justice to yourself and to the employees and to the environment and to the world. That is called ESG. Anybody can tell me what is ESG? I expected, no, I didn't expect you to say that. I expected other students to say. Anyway, ESG is something very important that we should be starting the reporting from next year onwards. That is why I'm saying we got to be transparent. We are.
Okay, sir, thank you so much for the valuable inputs. I think our students and the members who are present here have got the valuable suggestions. And further, I'm asking the further question for the Dharma Prasad sir regarding how industry and academia can jointly address the issue of formulating the innovative strategies for sustainable development. So this is one session why we kept for both academia and company. I hope you got that point, sir.
Yes, it's interesting. Under Chairman Sam Cherian last year, I was the convener for Industry Institute Interaction under Confederation of Indian Industries. We did a lot of activities where we took industry experts, CEOs, CFOs, CSOs to the academic organization. We had a lot of discussion. All of you are from academic background, correct? Do I agree? We are from industry. We are two sides of the coin. We both don't talk to each other. No, very less. This is unfortunate truth. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely required. Mm-hmm. Right. No, we have become. Now, how to collaborate, we have to discuss. Yes, yes, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, sure.
So I, as a teacher of economics, more than that, student of economics, I would like to add to this discussion that if we take care of not 3 Ds as Narendra Modi ji was telling, we have to take care of 5 Ds, including the 3 Ds of what he said. Democracy, which we are misusing, demography, which we have population dividend, not correctly harnessed, demand, and two Ds which I would like to add is dedication and discipline. Otherwise, it is not possible to achieve 3 Rs. It is not possible to meet the 17 goals. We in economics, we have been teaching about the limits to growth, as theory of limits to growth. We should have set it long back, because the name of the earth is Vasudha. Vasu means different issues. Dha means Dharana Shakti. The earth has a limit to bear the doings and undoings of human beings. That's why there's a theory in population by Malthus. If you do not take preventive checks, positive checks will intervene and the population will be controlled. So since Sir has changed what's called, changed the, there is no excluding, corrected the view. Population is not excluding, exploding. Please don't think that population is a curse. Population is a boon. Population is a boon. The thing that what we have failed in the process is to harness it. Wherever we go in the public place, there is say what is called dust allergy. They say what is called unhygienic. Public toilets in the train, public places are very poorly managed. We have a lot of resources. We can appoint people there, and then how do we achieve if you do not Swachh Bharat, Samardha Bharat, all those Bharats? How can we achieve? So we have to have find ourselves population management, that's called human resource management, financial management, controlling the say skyrocketing prices, political willpower. We say that we are responsible. At the same time, government is also responsible.
Okay.
Government should also take.
Thank you, sir. We will discuss after the panel discussion also, sir.
Okay.
Because sir is also
Thank you.
Thank
no
you
much
for
time.
the.
Thank you for your intervention. I was going to say, two sides of the coin we have become, we have not been interacting. That was not complaint. That was the status quo. So we need to start changing it. How do we change it? There are three ways we can change it. Three ways industry and institute can come together and achieve the SDG goals or sustainability development. One is you get a lot of students, you talk to a lot of students, thousands of students. I think your total strength per year is close to 10 or 15,000 students, 25,000 students. So creating awareness is one part of sustainability goals. Ability to create awareness on various aspects of sustainability, whether it is reduced consumption, better production, it could be plastic, it could be transportation, it could be anything. I think institution can play a major role compared to a company in communicating this information to the next generation, which is going to be your students. And then how do you do that? The second step is, you can't be going back to the textbooks and teaching because many of them become unpractical, it becomes theoretical. So what many of the colleges, including KSOU, is doing is taking the actual what is happening and then make case studies and transmitting that information to students. So let us say, Sam Cherian has taken a lot of initiatives in Chevron. You take that as or Keynes. You take the case studies, the actual case studies of how they have implemented sustainability goals within the company. What are the different aspects? And then transmit that information. So for this to happen, we both have to talk together and learn from each other so that this information is collected, collated, and then transmitted to the students. So not just bookish information, but actual practical information. You won't believe it. I was in press meet last year when Sam was chairman. One of the reporters raised up and asked me the question, industries pollute, then they come back and try to clean up. That has changed. That was probably 50 years ago, maybe companies were doing. Today, if you ask any big company in Mysore, most of them are net zero. JK Tires is net zero. Schneider is probably net zero. Chevron is net zero. Cycle Agarbattis is net zero. Keynes is net. Most of the companies have no effluents flowing out of them. They reuse it. Not only that, they've moved into renewable. Right? Not only that, they're collecting water. You should walk into Infosys campus and see what are the effects they've done. So the idea is, how can we learn from the local industry? Let's not even go out of Mysore. Just within Mysore, KSOU is in Mysore, we are in Mysore. We need to come together, collect this information, put it together and transmit the information. So to the students who can learn and practice this going forward. So under Sam's initiative, we have even reached out to schools to talk about these aspects. Because if you want to bring change, you can't bring change to a 40-plus-year-old person. You have to bring change when he is 4 years old, before 14 years old, before he turns 40. Because after 40, it's tough to change people. After 60, even more tough. We are facing that problem with our parents. Very difficult to change them, right? So the first is dissemination of information. Second is collecting this information, practical information. And the third is ability for us to collaborate. See, for example, each of us come from different domains. So we have expertise in our own domain. We don't know what else, what other domains, we don't understand, or we are not expert in, let us say, environmental science. I may be from biotechnology, he is from electronics, so we don't talk the same subject. Whereas in KSOU or any institution, you have multidisciplinary experts. You're experts from different departments working on different aspects of the society. So you can be the talking point or discussion point for us, where we come and have multidisciplinary exchange, multidisciplinary discussions, so that a solution can be found. Because solution cannot be found just by our one single industry. It has to be multidisciplinary. Then we can cover all the goals of the SDG and sustainability development. So I would say 3 parts: information transmission, actual case studies of the Mysore industries that we are doing. And the third is how can we multidisciplinary have a discussion and work for our city? Because if we work for Mysore, we work for Karnataka, we work for the country, and we eventually work for the world. So, Ani Gudidara Allah, we all let us join together. We are all a drop in the ocean. Let us join together and do something together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll definitely take up these initiatives. We'll collect the case studies from each industries. Maybe we'll be publishing a book on that also as a part of the proceedings of the conference. And now I understand that Sam Cherian sir is having another important assignment. So he has to leave now. So thank you so much, sir. 1 second.
We would like to felicitate the sir. So I take the opportunity to all join together.
We'll continue the discussion after this.
Continuing with the session, so far Cherian sir has given a very valuable input, and the practices that is being implemented in his organization is also being discussed. Continued with that, I'm giving a question for Shyam sir also. Like, India is emerging as global electronic hub. What sustainability challenges you face in your industry, and how to address these challenges, sir?
Okay, it's an opt question, because one side, India is becoming an emerging hub or a global hub for electronic manufacturing. And the second, how are you going to balance our environment? How are we going to still have an acceleration at in a fifth gear? Still we continue to do that. That's a very challenging. Before I just come to that, I just give you an outlook of world economy and Indian economy, what rate we are growing at it, and how are we going to cope up with that. If you today's look at the world, India being the fifth economy in terms of GDP terms, First, America stands 27 trillion, and China is around 18 plus, and Germany is 4.7, and Japan is 4.2. There's all the prediction in a 2 to 3 years, in a GDP terms, India will be the third biggest economy in the world. And in 2030, we want to become a 7 trillion economy into it. It means there are a lot of things has to grow, and the government is expecting that 35% of the growth will come from the industry. As you rightly said, core discussion happened. So a lot of industrialization, it means, does it mean are you going to spoil more environment? Or what are you going to do? Or how are you going to safeguard from the beginning? Because all the lessons we learned in the past, as you rightly said, the press reporter asked the question. He may be right, because that's what the past proceedings. Right? People used to set up and destroy their wastages and try to do the corrective actions. Today, industry have changed. They become self-disciplined. Need not ask somebody, some authority come and ask, some inspector come and inspect you and tell you not to do this. They all become self-sufficient, and they do everything in themselves. That's how we have changed the system. So what is going to be in India? So why India becoming electronic hub? What is that for India? If you look at that India's journey towards electronic manufacturing, it's a self-reliance. It's not just economic growth alone. It's a self-reliance. And it's a strategic step for safeguarding the autonomy and to foster the domestic innovation. And Mr. Professor Bhatt said clearly, the population growth is a bliss or curse. We need to see which angle you look at it. Now, if you look from another angle, yes, it's a bliss. Now, Indian population is a young population. How are you going to give them an opportunity? That is the electronic industry, probably the answer. Because all the electronic industries are growing, and the rest of around 15.5% of CAGR. It can be a white good. The defense is growing on 35% in electronic terms. And last week we have been talking to the BEML director, which we are talking about indigenization of the Arjun tankers. And government of India given a target saying that 25% has to happen here. And they said it is not just only the Make in India, it has to be 25%, whatever indigenous is doing, it should be a clean initiative. That's a government underline. It is not just government want to make 25% localization. They said whatever you get it from irrespective of the manufacturer, this all has to have traceability, and back it should be all green. So it should not, any manufacturing practices should not have any type of polluting criteria factor at anywhere in the supply chain, in the manufacturing chain. So what India is going to have a long-term mission, it says make in India for the world, and make India #1 exporter and manufacturer of electronics, and become valuable global value chain partner, and become a 1 trillion in terms of mobile phone, consumer, and IT product. So we being from electronic industry, how are you going to address? One, when we set up, Keynes is setting up a WOSAT factory, which is around 2,900 crores we are investing in Telangana. It's again a wafer, and we need to package the device and test it. But it's again chemical intensive process, what we are doing it. So before starting the process, we have made a clear layout. Just from each section will be coming, how the each stage, there are multiple stages, water has to be purified. How are you going to purify the water? And the complete right? So it also costs us some money. But we are very conscious and policy decision, not bothered about money, because the long-term dividend is much more than the short-term dividend. That's what we are doing it. And coming to this, what we are going to do, what challenges we have is, we try to use the renewable energies. The new factories which has come up with the Chamarajanagar, it's a 17-acre land. We have put almost today 50% of our energy consumption comes from the solar power. And we have other 2 units to come up. Probably we wanted to ensure end of this year the net zero electricity consumption. That's what we're aiming at. And we also taken a far-off place around 45 kilometers from here because we could not plant inside the Mysore. So we have taken a land 45 kilometers away from it, around 20 acres. It's only for planting the trees. Basically, we want to give oxygen. So it doesn't matter wherever you give, it still circulates in the earth. So we cannot, because of space constraint, we cannot able to do it in a Mysore, but we are doing it somewhere 45 kilometers away. Of course, it benefits somebody. That's a thought process in that. So that's it, how we end it. But of course, there is a cost also associated with it. We have to maintain, we have to do all the things, but we are very cautious, and we need the environment has to get that benefit to it. And the third, whenever the customer comes to us, okay, please don't worry about the environment. Please use ROHS material. I think all of you are aware what is the ROHS, right? It's a restriction of hazardous substance directive. There's a directive from Government of India and the world. You are not supposed to use certain materials. For example, you are not supposed to use cadmium in any of your process. And lead, mercury, and hexavalent chromium, and list goes on. Almost 10 different chemical you are not supposed to use, irrespective of whatever you do it. It doesn't matter, right? So there's a 10 item. So whenever customer come to us and ask us to violate, we politely object, saying that, sir, we are not supposed to do. We'll like to have it with the ROHS compliance to that. So that way we help our customers also to ensure and comply to that. It is not just we make money alone, so we also ensure and correct the customers as well. And the water supply, whatever we use is a net zero. We try to recycle the water, and whatever the other category of water for the plantation it is used into it. And we also setting up the Telangana, we are setting up the factory, which is all the chemical industry. There we already laid a lot of, the chemical etching process takes almost 80% of the water. So we have taken a complete layout and doing it. And the second, we are also setting up the PCB factory near to Nanjangud. We are investing around 650 crores and setting up the new PCB factory. And the PCB factories, again, the chemical process, again. So we also, before making a layout, first was what precaution we are going to do, how are you going to discharge all the wastes. And the best of new technology, we already aligned with one of the company from Norway. We are tied up technologically, how to basically manage the waste. Though we know how to manage, but may not be up to the mark or not the best of things. As earlier scope and already said, we need to have a collaboration. Somebody knowledge is available with the academician or the other side, we should be able to take that. So we are taking the others' help. Maybe we are not good at it. Probably we take it to the experts' opinion and try to implement it. So these are the challenges we have come across and where we are trying to help the society by large and trying to make a earth and it is usable for the coming futures as well. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. We are really impressed by the initiatives you are taking up. Definitely, as sir, we must record all this and we must circulate among our students as well to the community as a large. And my last question to Harihar Madhavan sir, particularly what initiatives you have taken in your industry, sir, particularly because Schneider Electric, we have heard that you have taken a number of initiatives. So can you just brief about these sustainable initiatives taken up by you?
So let me take it globally where we are, and I will come to our unit also. Sean talked about where we are in India. Now this is a national conference. So the ambition of our Prime Minister for the country is that we need to become number one by 2047. So currently our GDP is hovering around 7.5%, 7.8%, and it's little less than $4 trillion. Now for us to become over $20 trillion economy, $21 trillion economy, we are considering that, as all of you know, India is the fastest growing economy in the world. So you consider China grows at, nobody wants to say that only India can grow. Every country has the ambition to grow. So you cannot stop the growth of other developed countries. So even though by default we will become the third largest economy because Japan and Germany are not in a good shape, so they are not growing. But it is not so easy to become the number one in the world. So current GDP, if we grow, we cannot reach by 2047. If we take CAGR of 13.5%, we will be somewhere closer to number one. So by 2047, if India has to become number one GDP in the world, it has to be number one in the world. It means that we need to grow at the rate of 13.5%. So when we have to grow, that means it is almost double the growth rate what we are having. When we need to grow at double the growth rate what we are currently having, it is not a joke for one of the positive things is we are most populous country. That is a positive thing for us. We have a good young population. However, there is a good amount of sustainable initiatives has to be taken. While we need to grow fast, we have to also take sustainable initiatives. Now, I will come to the Schneider part of it. Schneider, as you are aware, is a global company, and we are synonymous with sustainability. And we are a sustainability partner for the world, not only for India, where India also, our global CEO has met the Prime Minister, and we are part of all the global programs, COP programs, which is going on. I have been working with the various world leaders to help them out how to deploy the sustainable initiatives in that country. So to that extent, we are part of the policy making initiative, whatever we are supporting the government in policy making for sustainable initiatives. Now, as part of that, if you see, we have drawn roadmap, which I just talked about the previous point which I was mentioning about. We need to every organization need to make a roadmap and identify action points. Similar to that, we also have done it for our organization, because finally we need to walk the talk. Now our plant is Mysore is a net zero plant, zero discharge, and we use 100% primary and secondary packing, which is free from single-use plastic, and also use recycled cardboard for our packaging. And we have gone for the solar panels, and this year we are going to be having 90% electricity from renewables. This is one of the major initiatives. And also, if you talk about every company, as Mr. Samchirin said, everyone is in business to do business, to make profit. But however, how are we achieving that is very important. So one of the initiative which you have taken is 80% of our revenues, whichever right now whatever I'm talking, these are all to be achieved by year 2025. We are already in 2024. So please remember, so 80% of our revenue is going to be from green products by 2025. That means it shows the kind of sensitivity we have regarding sustainability and how the less usage of plastics and carbon emission and all those things, how it is getting controlled. It is built part of our business plan. And we have plans to save over 800 million tons of CO2 emission to be avoided. So this is the global target which we have taken. And then carbon neutrality in our operations, which we have taken. And 1/3 of our vehicles to be electric, for which basically the transportation, the scope 3 which I talked about, which we need to work upon it. So by 2025, across the globe, we will be carbon neutrality in our operations. And by 2030, it will be net zero ready in our operations. That means 90% reduction in our target and CO2 offset to the residual emissions. And by 2040, end-to-end carbon neutral value chain. Because I talked about scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, because as the time progresses, we need to work on all the points. By 2050, net zero CO2 emission across our value chain. So effectively, we have a roadmap drawn. Like Prime Minister of India says, we have the roadmap for next 25 years. We have also made the roadmap for next 25 years for our organization, covering across scope 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I thank Harihara Mahadevan, sir, for sharing the inputs as well as initiatives taken in his organization. As he said, along with the growth, we have to take the sustainability initiatives so that helps the environment as well as going green for that matter, and also reducing the carbon emission. And having the proper business plan makes you to achieve all the sustainability objectives for that matter. Then with this, I like to thank all the resource persons by giving their valuable inputs. Audience, if you have any questions, in 5 minutes, try to clear your doubts.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Mahesh, the principal Jain Group of Institution. At attended most of the session of the Dharma Prasad sir. And my question is relating to sustainability. Recent Reliance Industries, Anant Ambani has started the mini forest. That how the governance for the other top companies in the world. Now I come to know that when most of the Mysore placed industries are taken the lot of initiative in sustainability. It is a eye-opening for the institutions to interact with the institution and industry relationship and create awareness among the students. Either it may be undergraduate students or postgraduate students, or it may be a 12+2 students. How this particular governance for the top industries in India, that one industry they taken for the care for the animals, how it affects the other top profit earning industries. They're talking about sustainability, corporate governance, corporate social responsibility. Now we are talking about the ESG now.
See, now, as you may be aware, every listed company has to release a sustainability report. This is part of the law in India. It is not now. It is for quite some time. The law is getting amended and getting improved. So effectively, this information is available in public domain. And during this course of panel discussion, as part of the initiative taken by KSOU, some few industries from Mysore have participated here to share our views and what initiatives we have taken. And whatever the question which you have asked, this information is available in public domain. Whatever you said, large companies, obviously they are listed companies. A sustainability report is published one. It is available in there. Whichever company you name it, you go to the website and annual report, it is available. So which will also talk about what all they have done part of the sustainability initiatives and what is the roadmap. It is available in public domain.
I just want to add, you came to know about Anant Ambani because he is getting married. If all the big companies' children get married, we'll get to know about all these stories. Just to add on the lighter word, everybody is following it. It has become mandatory. We just don't know, that's all. Just like I told about Mysore today, every company is following SDG. Same way all large companies are following it. Because otherwise they will get so much of social attack on them, especially with social media being so viral now. It's extremely difficult for the companies to handle. So they don't want to lose their brand image. So all of them intentionally or unintentionally are into SDG goals. We just are not aware, that's all. And it is available for listed companies. For not listed companies also, it could be found. It's available in various sources. But without that, you can't do development, sir. It is a double-edged sword. Yeah, he's building a forest. Chevron is building a forest.
So deforestation, sir. Sir, answer to your question is, okay. Correct, sir. The answer to your question is, we need to do deforestation and reforestation. Deforestation where it is required for development, reforestation where it can be done. That is what is the balance which we need to achieve. At the end of the day, one of the strengths for the India, why India is the fastest growing economy in the world. One of the strengths for us is the population, and we are responsible for to take care of the future population. If we don't grow, then we are not keeping the next generation in safer, we are not leaving it in safer hands. And it is very, and if the India does not, if every, in fact, I think Sam would not, because of his limitation of time, the last CA meeting which he was talking about, because he was there in World Trade Forum, and the whole world is looking at India. Everyone, only India is being talked. There is a World Trade Forum. There are so many countries in the world, including developed and developing countries. But everybody is talking about India. Why? And he's telling, I went there and hardly anything is being talked about other countries. Most of the talk is about centered around India. So this is the growth story of India, which we have, and the whole world is looking at India. And if you miss this opportunity, we have to be doubly careful. Yeah, that is the reason we need to go for a sustainable development. If we do it now, obviously the next generation, 20, 25 years down the line, they would be happy that the previous generation has taken care of me and I'm in a safer world. And if we miss this bus, when the whole world is looking at us, and if we don't work now, then we don't know when the next opportunity will come. If somebody else takes over, that will be a challenge. Any other question? I think.
This is.
Now, if you look at the NHA, most of the places they used to do deforestation. Now we look at that. There are a lot of engineering marvel has come. They have gone an elevated corridor where still the wild animals can still move around, mobilize around. Still the development can happen. And they also not destroyed the things. They also dug the tunnels to pass through that, so it doesn't destroy it. So a lot of engineering marvelous engineering solution also has been applied wherever possible to strike the balance into that.
So this is Dr. Yatish Chandra, Head of the Department MBA, VTU, Mysore. To add to your point regarding the 7.8 GDP, last week it was shown 8.4, this quarterly growth, the GDP. But most of that is with the infrastructure, whereas the government is pumping. It is not exactly the demand and supply which is working. Okay, that's where we need to be cautious. Yesterday, Moody's, I think, they rated it around 6.8, if at all, if you look it up. So it is still the investment from the part of government, not the consumption that's happening. That's where we need to look into, because RBI has not changed its rates. So the infrastructure development, whatever is happening, that is pumping the GDP, not the other way around. And one more thing is, I just wanted to add on to carbon trading. It's in a very nascent stage in India. If at all, if the corporates join hands and propagate that, probably we'll have a green environment or greener initiatives in Indian scenario, because we are the most populated country in the world. So we need to look into a lot of initiatives in carbon trading. That's what I personally feel. I don't know, what's your opinion on that?
Sir, your first point is there is no, the consumption is not improving. That's our first point. Now, the GST tax collection is coming out of consumption. Everything what we are consuming, we are paying tax. So you see the GST tax collection, there is a continuous improvement in the trend. If you look at the overall direct, finally the government is having income. One is direct tax, other is indirect tax. So if you see, both these things are in the upward trend. And then you talked about the major spend is happening on infrastructure. Yes, sir, you are right. Because India, for some reasons, it has been deprived of world-class infrastructure. And the first thing is, if you are talking about economic growth, the first thing is you need to have infrastructure in place. Now, that's what government is doing. And once the infrastructure in place, there is a possibility of faster development of other business activities and other related things. So right now, in the last 7-8 years, what you are finding is a lot of investment is happening on infrastructure, along with other investments also. It is not that investments are not happening in other areas. And like Dr. Shamprabhu talked about on the electronics, because knowing the threat what the whole world is facing, so Indian government is focusing on chip development, chip manufacturing, and various other related areas related to countries' defense and other areas. Investments are happening, but this gestation period is long because none of these projects, if you talk about defense or electronics, and even in electronics, the gestation period is nothing less than 3 to 4 years. And government itself is giving good amount of subsidy on that to promote chip manufacturing because there is a good amount of skilled manpower is available. However, the technology is not available. To get the technology, the people who are monopolized in that, it's a challenge which government is directly working with the technocrat Ashwini Vaishnav, being at the helm of affairs in the government of India. As you can see, and also government has taken a lot of initiatives from the administration side, or not more than administration, it's a governance side, getting the techies into the government. The gone are the days that there is someone is elected as an MP, he is the minister for some reason. Now the portfolios are allotted based on what results they are expected to deliver, who can deliver. It is immaterial whether they are elected or not. From whichever part of the world the person is brought in, the job is assigned, and they are taking the country forward. And I think all this will help India to grow in a much faster manner, whatever as I talked to you about, while the numbers are 7.8, 8.3 GDP, and the mathematics, the calculation says, unless we cross 13.5 GDP, in 2047 we are not going to be number one. Thank you.
I just want to add, I think Dr. Chandra raised a very important question. The total cost of goods movement in our country comes to about 15%, right? Whereas in most of the developed countries, 7-8%. Unless we bring down that cost, we can't be competitive in the world market. So the main goal of the government at this moment is how do I bring that cost? Because everything else if you do, but if your goods movement is so expensive, your ultimate goods becomes very expensive. So the infrastructure spend is extremely being pushed from the front. In economy, as we all know, I'm not an economist, I'll say, there is a push and there is a pull. So because government is investing on infrastructure to reduce that cost of goods movement, the infrastructure development happens. Because of the infrastructure development happens, now the companies can build and move their goods easily. So then the pull will start happening. When the private investments start picking up, once the government trends down, the private picks up. So that is the idea of upfront investment from the government to sustain the economy going for a long-term period, because that is how they are pushing the Indian and pulling the India up, basically.
So you had two questions. One is the government is only pumping, it is not getting, demand side is not low. And second was a carbon neutral. If you look at the statistics, at last year, the mobile phones, what we have manufactured, it was 42 billion. Today, this March 2024 by closing, we'll be making around 50 billion. I'm only talking about mobile phones alone. You know, iPhone started manufacturing here. So the consumption side, they started already. Government has given initial schemes, PLI and various schemes they are already given. Now, the demand side now start picking up. So this is the one statistic which I'm already giving it. And looking at the electronic manufacturing sector, particularly, compared to last year to this year, the overall consumption is more by 33%. So it means that 33% of electronic parts has been produced. It means somebody is demanding it. It can be a medical equipment, it can be a defense, it can be air conditioner, it can be anything. So in economics, always there's a supply and demand in that. So we see the lot of demand has already started picking up, already started kicking up. As you know, in economy has some little lag. So it has to come back to the system. It has some time lag. That is the only thing what we are seeing. But apart from that, the demand already created and kicked in. And India, all verticals, industry, the chemical industry, pharma industry, electronic industry, IT industry, all the industries are getting geared up with meeting the demand. I hope that answered your question with the statistics. Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. I'm Dr. Chinaya, Assistant Professor in the Department of Management, KSOU. Sir just spoke about sustainability reports. As per Companies Act 2013-2021 amendment, top 1,000 companies need to publish their top 1,000 companies need to publish their sustainability reports. But my question is, what sort of challenges do MSMEs have to publish their sustainability reports here in Mysore particularly?
So, if I understand your question correctly, what challenge MSME industries are having to publish their sustainability report?
Yes, sir. Exactly, sir.
So, you already, the answer lies in your question only. You said as per Companies Act, the listed companies have to publish sustainability report, which is being published where the company law board is there to monitor whether they are publishing it or not. Now coming to the MSMEs are concerned, if they are not a listed organization, they are not required to, number one, publish, because it is not a mandated requirement. Because if they have not gone public, then obviously there is no requirement. However, what challenges they are facing, it varies from organization to organization, which is what I talked about in my address. Because finally, there are organizations like including Schneider are supporting organizations in sustainability in identifying scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 across the various spectrum of organizations. It could be education, it could be industries, it could be academia, anything else. So finally, there are support mechanisms available through various professional bodies, which the MSMEs can take. They are the members of these professional bodies. They will be getting necessary support from these professional bodies, also from various other subject matter expert to prepare the report, but currently it is not mandatory. So that's the reason probably you may not find much about it from MSMEs. But if you talk about Samcharian, he's talked about what has been done in his company. So obviously there is a good amount of knowledge, wealth available across this spectrum, because the gone are the days MSMEs are deprived of information, because now the world is flooded with so much of information across the social media and other Google and other things. People are well aware. Softwares are available to even to prepare a sustainability report. So it is not so difficult like what it was 15 years back. So I hope I could answer your question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, exactly.
Good afternoon, one and all. It was a very fruitful session where there was a discussion on academia as well as the industries. The resource persons have given their input on the practices that has been practiced in their companies. So we would very glad to further go with the memorandum of understanding with the industries. With this, I thank Dharma Prasad sir, Ariyaran sir, as well as Dr. Sham sir for giving their valuable inputs. Now it is the time for the felicitation. Next we have technical session.
ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮುಕ್ತ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯ ನ್ಯಾಕ್ನಿಂದ ಎ+ ಮಾನ್ಯತೆ ಪಡೆದಿದೆ. ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ. BA, BCom, MA ಕನ್ನಡ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್, ಹಿಂದಿ, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ್, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್, MCom, MBA, MSc ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ವ್ಯಾಸಂಗ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪದವಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಜನವರಿ ಆವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಮಾರ್ಚ್ 31, 2024 ಕಡೆಯ ದಿನಾಂಕ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮುಕ್ತ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯ ನ್ಯಾಕ್ನಿಂದ ಎ+ ಮಾನ್ಯತೆ ಪಡೆದಿದೆ. ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ. BA, BCom, MA ಕನ್ನಡ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್, ಹಿಂದಿ, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ್, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್, MCom, MBA, MSc ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ವ್ಯಾಸಂಗ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪದವಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಜನವರಿ ಆವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಮಾರ್ಚ್ 31, 2024 ಕಡೆಯ ದಿನಾಂಕ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮುಕ್ತ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯ ನ್ಯಾಕ್ನಿಂದ ಎ+ ಮಾನ್ಯತೆ ಪಡೆದಿದೆ. ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ. BA, BCom, MA ಕನ್ನಡ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್, ಹಿಂದಿ, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ್, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್, MCom, MBA, MSc ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ವ್ಯಾಸಂಗ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪದವಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಜನವರಿ ಆವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಮಾರ್ಚ್ 31, 2024 ಕಡೆಯ ದಿನಾಂಕ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮುಕ್ತ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯ ನ್ಯಾಕ್ನಿಂದ ಎ+ ಮಾನ್ಯತೆ ಪಡೆದಿದೆ. ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ. BA, BCom, MA ಕನ್ನಡ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್, ಹಿಂದಿ, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ್, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್, MCom, MBA, MSc ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ವ್ಯಾಸಂಗ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪದವಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಜನವರಿ ಆವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಮಾರ್ಚ್ 31, 2024 ಕಡೆಯ ದಿನಾಂಕ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮುಕ್ತ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯ ನ್ಯಾಕ್ನಿಂದ ಎ+ ಮಾನ್ಯತೆ ಪಡೆದಿದೆ. ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ. BA, BCom, MA ಕನ್ನಡ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್, ಹಿಂದಿ, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ್, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್, MCom, MBA, MSc ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ವ್ಯಾಸಂಗ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪದವಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಜನವರಿ ಆವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಮಾರ್ಚ್ 31, 2024 ಕಡೆಯ ದಿನಾಂಕ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮುಕ್ತ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯ ನ್ಯಾಕ್ನಿಂದ ಎ+ ಮಾನ್ಯತೆ ಪಡೆದಿದೆ. ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ. BA, BCom, MA ಕನ್ನಡ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್, ಹಿಂದಿ, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ್, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್, MCom, MBA, MSc ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ವ್ಯಾಸಂಗ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪದವಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಜನವರಿ ಆವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಮಾರ್ಚ್ 31, 2024 ಕಡೆಯ ದಿನಾಂಕ.
If anyone is yet to submit the PPT for presentation, please do it now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to the technical session 1 of the second day of the National Conference on Sustainable Development and Innovative Management Practices. This technical session is on the elective marketing and operations, and it is sponsored by JK Tires and Industries Limited, Mysore. Now, I request all the dignitaries to come on the stage. Dr. Yatish Chandra, sir, Dr. Vinay, and Siraj Basha, sir. Now let me introduce you to the chairperson of today's session, Dr. Yatish Chandra, sir. Sir is an accomplished academician with a rich background in management, education, and research. Currently, Sir is serving as an associate professor and program coordinator at Vishweshwaraya Technological University, Mysore. With a commitment to academic excellence, Dr. Yatish Chandra, sir, has extensive teaching experience, including his tenure at Karnataka State Open University, Mysore. Sir is deeply engaged in various co-curriculum activities such as coordinating contact programs, managing lessons developments, and serving as a management consultant for companies in Mysore. Additionally, Sir has held roles like placement officer and has been actively involved in committees related to canteen management, libraries, and SC/ST cell. Dr. Yatish Chandra sir's contribution extends beyond teaching, as evident from his membership in esteemed professional associations like All India Commerce Association and Academy of International Business. Sir has served on editorial boards for various national and international journals, and his research interest spans diverse areas of management, including corporate social responsibility, financial inclusion, marketing innovation, to name a few. Furthermore, Dr. Yatish Chandra, sir, actively supervises PhD candidates and project works for MBA students, contributing significantly to research and knowledge dissemination. With proficiency in English, Hindi, and Kannada, Dr. Yatish Chandra maintains a holistic approach to academia to foster excellence in management education and contributing to societal development. On behalf of the Department of Management, KSOU, I very warmly welcome you, sir. Now, I request Dr. Rajeshwari Madam to introduce the keynote speaker of today's session.
A very good afternoon to all the esteemed dignitaries on the dais and my dear delegates. I'm very happy to introduce today's keynote speaker, Dr. Vinay from JK Tires. He is basically a mechanical engineer and he has done MBA in operations. He is heading manufacturing excellence in JK Tires. He is in charge of system certification also, and he is also a master of black belt for Six Sigma in his company. And he is in charge of publishing the sustainability reports. And he is a very innovator, and they have implemented TPM, Total Productivity Maintenance, in the organization, and he is the main pillar of the JK Tires in ensuring the quality. We are very happy to have you as a keynote speaker here, sir. Thank you. We welcome you, sir. I would also like to welcome Dr. Siraj Basha as the co-chairperson and the rapporteur for this session. Now what I would like to request Dr. Vinay sir to make a presentation about the best practices, what they are following in their industry. Thank you.
So good afternoon, and I also with my team member Mr. Damodar. He will also join me for making the presentation. Once again, good afternoon to all. So definitely I know it's a very challenging session, especially close to lunch. So and also learning about sustainability is also another added challenge. I think we had when at the end, I joined the question answer session where there were many questions were also asked. And also I think this presentation, I would like to give you some answer which we already discussed. Today's business, as you are aware that today the company performance is not just going to assessed based on your profit, and today the company performance is assessed in diversified field, and sustainability is one of the key indices where the company's performance is evaluated. And earlier the company, definitely whatever they are doing, the business has to report to the SEBI or the authorities, and today they have to report to the whole world. I'm talking about the whole world, and whole world is watching what actually an individual company is doing. So that means today it is not a closed group approach, and today it is a all open field. What you are doing with respect to your operations or with respect to the society is observed by each and every individuals. So let me, taking that as a background, I would like to give you the insights about what actually as a JKTAR we pursued the journey of sustainability and how actually we went ahead. So before we go, we are in the business since 137 years old. Ours is one of the oldest organization in the country, and we are in a diversified business. I think many of you might have known JK Lakshmi Cements, FNR Files, paper, JK paper. Definitely I think JK paper the students might have been seen. So we are in a diversified business, and we also into the tire business. So this is the manufacturing process we have. So I'm not going to talk much about that. And these are the products which we manufacture in the Mysore plant. So we are present in almost all the range, excluding the aeroplane tires. We manufacture tires for almost all the vehicles which runs on ground. So in Mysore plant, I think it is proud. We have 3 manufacturing plants in Mysuru. So 2 plants which was started by government of Karnataka. I think you must be knowing it was a Vikrant Alswell. So it was taken over by JKTAR, and we are present in radial and bias segment. Now, coming to the sustainability, and today's the presentation and the topic talks about that. And sustainability for every company, it cannot run just like that. Means sustainability, you should have some vision, and you should have some mission, right? So what actually you are going to do? So that is what as the country has committed, and that is how actually the whole world has taken that, as a climate change mitigation actions, each and every industry, every country and whole world as a together we have to contribute. It is not for individual good, it is for our own good. So in that front, we also formed our sustainability policies, keeping in view of our sustainability in our vision mission. So we aim to become a green and trusted mobility partner. So we wanted to inbuild the sustainability into our vision, and we also have a dedicated mission statement to reduce our carbon emission 50% from present level by the year 2030. So if you mean what is that, so whatever the emission we are doing to manufacture a tire, we will going to reduce those emission equivalent to carbon dioxide, which is going to the atmosphere, will reduce by 50%. And we also have an aim to become a carbon neutral by 2050. And today, this initiative, if I say, if you have taken in a one decade back, it was a very innovative initiative. But today it is kind of a mandatory thing. If you ask me where you are now, as a company you have told 50% I will going to reduce. And very interestingly, the Mysore plants carbon emissions from the manufacturing is least among the tire industry in the country. So how we did there are some activity definitely we have to do. And I'm going to talk about, I think if many you have been there, and I think many industry representatives are also there, you can take about the best practices so that you can implement it, because together we can able to reduce the emission which is going to the atmosphere. That is the main aim of this. And from our mission, we have formulated our own policy with respect to the sustainability. Sustainability policy to make sure that we have some governance. So that we always in the purview of making ourselves more sustainable going future, and also sustain the initiatives which we have taken in the journey. So to do that, we have a dedicated team, dedicated sustainability management team. And we have Mr. Damodar is the gentleman. He is certified BEE energy auditor. Friends, if you know the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, which is run by the government of India, I think you must be knowing that. They have identified 7 designated consumer. That means railways, automobiles, and iron ore, havoc. So though tire is not, but they have mandated a person who is done a BEE energy auditor from Bureau of Energy Efficiency to be a member, and this is a mandatory if you are under designated consumer. But though we are not a designated consumer, but still as a proactive step, we also identify the key persons, and we ask them to face the examination and get the certified. So we have a various team running in the JK organization, starting from our managing director. And I think last in the session I was asking about the sustainability report. Some few questions people were also asking. This is a mandatory if you are listed company, where you should have a sustainability team and you should have a governance for that. And how actually you will going to reduce your emission, how you will going to achieve your sustainability target, which you only said, we should have to declare our action to the whole world. So there is no hide and seek, or there is nothing called intransparent in that. It's all transparent, available in the public domain. And these sustainability report and organization structures are governed by GRI, Global Reporting Initiatives, and also now the government is also started to mandate for integrated reporting. I think few are already asking, we have a business sustainability reporting BSR, which was done by the our stock exchange, but now the integrated reporting is the concept which they are bringing in, where you have to report your sustainability performance. That means the emission, the water you have consumed, the raw material you have consumed, and how much emission you have did with entire your operation. This is already now they are started to mandate. So I think very soon this scale will also be extended. I think definitely the major MSMEs or medium and small scale will also come in this chain, and it is not for bad, it is for the good for everyone. And sir, from here I request our Damodar to take over.
Yeah, good afternoon. Myself Damodar. So my colleague Mr. Vinay was talking about the sustainability, and even for this to be sustained, we have some policies, sustainability policies. To achieve those things, we have the different systems adopted in our company. So one of the system is the energy management system. So normally when we talk about the sustainability, it is the energy what we need to be worked out to reduce it. And for that we have a strong team where on day-to-day basis we review the energies from the shop floor up to the director levels. So on a daily basis we do it on our shop floor level, and on a monthly basis it goes up to the director level. And these are some of the samples where we collect the readings to go about the reviews of the energies. So we have different sections in our plant, has which we have been told that the process industries. So every section has their own energy targets and all. And by the method of our trainings and the reviews on the daily basis, we have an achievements of KSOUs and the suggestions which helps us to achieve the targets as well as the energy savings and all. So this helps us for the sustainability as well as our mission of 50% on year we have a increase in the production because of our best practices and all. And to achieve all those energy efficient this thing and all, we are on every year basis we have a capex. We have been given the energy capex amounts and all, and year on year we take many energy projects, and maximum of the projects are innovative types. Lot of industry go on energy projects, but we as the best practices we normally try to adopt with the innovations, which helps us and to reduce as well as to have a horizontal deployment in many of the industries. These are the few projects what we have taken in 2021, and these are some of the few projects in 21-22. Here you can see the first project of nitrogen conversion. Normally in a tire industries, the curing was been taken care by the hot water systems, which was very complicated and a highly energy conservation project, this system. So adopting the nitrogen system was a very good system in the tire industries, which is a very safe method and all. Here we have saved a lot of energies as far as water, as far as coal and power is concerned. And here there is a few glimpse of the projects, how we go about. Normally we have best practices of using 7 QC tools and DOM approach and all to get the projects get satisfied and with a better results. These are how it goes, like impact on the problem, the ideas, the root causes, how it gets standardized, all the systems we follow to get the projects implemented. And these are the year-on-year savings as far as power and thermal is concerned. You can see till now we are at 56 millions of power saved and 21 million tons of the thermal coal been saved. And the bottom you can see the investments, the return on this one, everything has been justified here itself. System got hanged. Thank you. So the result of this 20, 30, 50% of emission reduction, you can see here, from last 5 years, we are at 18% reduction in the energy. So in future, by 2030, we are at the confident that we will be reaching that 50% CO2 emission reduction. And as far as the renewable is concerned, we are at almost 95% renewables with our own solar power, and we are utilizing the hydel power for the renewables. And this is one of the best things of JK, where the energy is been saved like anything. And we are having that agreement power of with REC power purchase. As I told you that the wind energy has been taken care with this. And we are even into the carbon sink with many of the plantations of trees. Even we have a very big CSR team where we plant lot of trees on an annual basis, and we take care of that on a continual basis also. And this is one of the waste metal utilization as fuel, where whatever we get as an fuel, or where we find there is some calorific value, we try to utilize it. So even the dry leaves what we get from our own plant, we never leave it. We crush it and we use it as a fuel. And even the coal what we use as a boiler, the dust gets accumulated, that we make it as a pellet and we use it in the system. And even over that we are using a biomasses. Now conversion of the coal has been transformed into the biomass, because as we go forward, the emissions are more in the so we are trying to overcome these issues by taking out the biomass systems and all, where we can go for the carbon neutralizations. And as far as supply chain is concerned, we train, we give all those things to our vendors and all to see that CO2 emission or the scope 3 emissions are being curtailed. And even earlier we had products which comes, raw metal which comes from the North India and all, where we had a major impact of carbon emission as far as scope 3 was concerned. So now what we have done is we are concentrating the vendors only on a south region, so that the transportation, the scope 3 emissions is been reduced drastically. This is how we work on the green chain supply. And the result, you can see that the drastic reduction of scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions, which normally says that the scope 1 is normally on a thermal emission, scope 2 is on a electrical basis, and the scope 3 is all those travels, the vendors, the raw material sections what we take from the main corners of this thing, that has a major impact on scope 3. So on all corners we work as a 360-degree for the scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. And this itself will make us to reach our target of 50% reduction of CO2 emission by 2030. And VTP is, our own Mysore plant is one of the benchmark in total JK tire. We are having some 11 plants in India, and out of that 3 of our JK plant in in our Mysore, it's been benchmark as far as our GSH emission is concerned. And over to the sustainability target, my colleague again, Vinay will take care of this. Thank you.
Sir, these information which you have seen, like carbon emission and energy and water, these will be the part of sustainability report. And all this report, it is not that, I just put the number. This report has to be verified by the third-party agency, which is done by the British Standard Institute in our case. Now, a third independent party will verify, audit, and they will, give the opinion statement, and this is the emission which we have done. And as talking about these scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, as he has explained, the control today, the industry what we have a control over scope 1 and scope 2. To be specific, to be as a layman, instead of going into the detail, scope 1 is what actually you are burning. For say, whether if you are using a vehicle, it is a petrol, it is a scope. If how many liters of petrol you have burned, so 1 liter is equal to, there is a multiplication factor, that much multiplied by that equivalent of carbon you are emitting to the atmosphere. I think it is 0.03 for the sedan. And similarly, scope 2 comes about the burning of electricity. As a understanding, layman understanding, if you see, if I use 1 kilowatt hour of electricity, if I burn, how much carbon I am emitting to the atmosphere? It is 0.82 kg of carbon I am emitting. You say, I am in a home, I am not connected with the sustainability. It is not. It is not just, industry, or it is not just a lawmaker or policymaker. It is everyone's responsibility. And this 0.82, you can ask me, how you can say like that? You please go to Central Electrical Authority report, CEA. Every year, the CEA publish the CO2 emission factor, and this time it is 0.82. That means you can just calculate in your electricity bill how much kg of carbon we are just emitting. And this is the way the government and the other NGOs want to bring in the awareness to the industry and also to the home. I think the BEE also started to have an awareness program coming to the painting competitions in the schools and colleges, mainly to have a focus, and also they are recognized with respect to oriented industry. And definitely today, if you are presenting into the export market, the customers are willing to pay more price if your product is sustainable. If you say I'm green. So this is the steps you can follow. There are 8 steps. You can agree which sustainability development project which you want to align. Then we can understand the priorities and what actually the government also supporting you. Then we can prepare our own methodology. And this is where actually everywhere, we want to do something, but we lack in that because we don't have a proper methodology. So for any of these activities, you should have a proper methodology. Then we have to prioritize our action. Then we have to go and implement that. So coming to the JK tire, these are all the area we are working. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have taken total 12 sustainability development goals, which as an entire JK organization we are working. So that means all 17 we are definitely, it is not feasible or possible for us. So we have taken 12. Many companies will only work on 1 or 2. It is also good. At least at the end of the day, we have to work towards achieving these goals because it is already agreed by our nation in the climate change agreement. Sir, however, there is an interesting figure. Overall, as per 2021 figure, total almost 37 billion tons of carbon we have already emitted as a overall world. And if you say the Indian figure, it is close to 2.7 billion tons of carbon equivalent we have already emitted to the atmosphere. If you see the number, we as an India, as a country, we are also emitting highest carbon dioxide equivalent to the atmosphere, followed by the developed countries. So today, these sustainability initiatives will also help us to reduce the global warming. I think you already started to feel, in the March itself, so much high temperature. And what is the effect of that? Definitely we'll start to use more ACs. If you consume AC, the CFE is one of the highest, the greenhouse gas emission, it has a highest potential to deplete your ozone. So that is also one thing. And instead of the public transport, we started to use our car where we put AC. Again, we are burning more fuel. More fuel means more emission. So these are all the actions as an individual and as also company we are taking. So talk about what those actions. Sir, in the process, we also did some modifications to ensure make our product sustainable. So in a tire, tire looks black. So how it looks black? We use carbon powder. So now we started to replace with silica, which is eco-friendly. And similarly, the crumb rubber, that is reusing the old tire in our process. So those things which we have already started. And these are our future sustainability programs. I think if you recall in the initial slide, I told you that some vision we want to reduce our carbon emission by 50% by 2030. So this is the roadmap, how actually we want to achieve that. We are using 95% of our electrical power from renewable source, and now we want to take it to 100%. There are some bottlenecks with respect to, there are some requirement, statistical requirements are also there. I cannot say that I will 100% take. So those things we are already working. We already have a plan. Make a steam, and our boiler now we are already using 80% of biomass. We already done away with coal. Now we are using only 20% of coal and 80% of biomass. And this by 2030, by 2025, we will eliminate coal and we started 100% biomass. And for this, definitely you need to invest. And seeing the result, definitely anyone we can prioritize, and also we have to done, and we have done some investments in that front. And zero coal usage is also one of our policy, which we will going to achieve by 2030. And very keen, we want to become a carbon neutral by 2030. That means there are many actions we can take. One is reduce the emission itself, reduce consumption itself, and also plant more trees so that the carbon can be synced, means the tree can sink the carbon. I think one tree, a grown-up tree, can take up to 2.5 kgs of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So that means, more tree will definitely sink the carbon. And sir, all these activities, has been to be approved by some third-party agencies which we are doing. And our plants are also water positive plant. We have a strong CSR project running in water conservation, especially in the water conservation activity. So we are almost in the, we have adopted 10 villages in the, Bilikere Hobli, where we are working, and also we are working in the Chamundi Hill, where all the old drain out lake we are rejuvenating, and this is helping us to become a water positive. Yeah, I'll just tell you. Then this is the single-use plastic free. We are also doing with that, and our reports are all certified and verified by and many awards. And this is the Renewable Power Award by the agency, who is giving the power to us. Many awards in that front. So due to paucity of time, I'm just stopping. So these are all the few key initiatives which we have done, and yeah, thank you for the KSOU giving the time. Yeah, thank you very much for the patience listening.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for the presentation. Now I request the session chair to initiate the presentations by the delegates.
Good afternoon, everybody. Dear participants, the delegates, the faculty members of the various departments, the keynote speaker of this session, Mr. Vinay, the rapporteur of this session, Dr. Siraj Basha. As a chairperson of the session, I would like to initiate the session. The theme of this session is marketing and operations, which is a vibrant topic. And we all are witnessing a sea change in the technology of the present scenario. Whatever the inventions and innovations that happened for 200 years has happened in this millennium. Just in the 21 years or 20 years, we have seen a drastic change in digital transformation and technology. Today we are in the era of knowledge. We call this era as a knowledge era. And technology is transforming in a pace. At the blink of the eyes, we are seeing innovations and inventions happening. So with this kind of challenges, the industry and academia has to look into how best we can prepare the next generation to face. Also, this provides a platform to deliberate on the issues pertaining to the technology revolution, Industry 4.0, wherein we have seen enormous changes which we had never imagined. Marketing taking it to its greater heights, from just the networking to the influencers market today. The consumers are having a tough time deciding the products or services. That is the kind of, what I would say is we are in an explosive era. Everything is happening at, very fast pace. To cope with that is a big challenge, and that is what it gives us a platform to delve and think. I would say, let us have some deliberations on the theme said, and come out with some take home. Some take home should be there. Let's see, we have, I think, few of the presenters who have prepared the articles on this area. With this, I open the platform for presentations and deliberations. Thank you.
Now I would like to call upon the participants to present their papers. Chandrakala C. on the topic Exploring Supply Chain Management Efficacies, a study in Bangalore Urban District Public Healthcare System. Okay. Now I call upon Srimati Rekha KM to present on the topic Green Marketing Initiatives and FMCG Products in India.
Good afternoon, everyone, on the dignitaries and of the dignitaries and everyone present here. Today I am going to present on topic Green Marketing Initiative and FMCG Products in India. So environmental issues are the harmful effects of human activities on the environment. These includes pollution, overpopulation, waste disposal, climate change, global warming, the greenhouse effects, and so on. In respect to the fast changing global environment, people worldwide are growing increasingly concerned about environmental issues. The escalating environmental concern worldwide have led to the emergence of the green marketing, emphasizing the importance of sustainability. Green marketing. It's also known as ecological marketing. It was popularized in 1980s. Earlier, 1990s, green marketing gained importance in India with introduction of Eco Mark program in 1991. So green marketing refers to the process of producing and selling products based on environmental belief, and they are eco-friendly in nature. Review of the literature. Neeraj Kumar Sharma, he highlights emphasizing the creation of high-quality, environmental responsible products. Ram Balk Yadav, in his research, focused on green marketing initiative in Indian context, exploring potential and challenges of adopting green marketing. Sachin S. The study delved into the social and personal factors influencing Indian consumer decision to purchase green products in Noida and Delhi. Mufisi, a study was conducted in South Africa. The researcher investigate the impact of 3 marketing strategies, that is eco-brand, eco-label, and green advertising on green eating behavior. Lavanya, this study adopts the theory of reasoned actions to understand consumer perception on green products in Bangalore city. So after going through this, we have a research gap. While green marketing gains movement in contemporary scholars have primarily focused on the term and understanding the customer perception, There is an evident need for the researcher to ascertain the implementation and impact of green initiative, specifically with FMCG sector, shedding light on his critical aspect of sustainable business practice. Statement of the problem. Implementing green marketing involves challenges such as policy formulation, increased production cost, and potential consumer confusion due to eco-related terminology. Understanding how FMCG companies navigate these challenges is essential for comprehending the effectiveness of green marketing. Need for these studies in order to get the solutions for the environmental issues. So we need to have the green marketing. We have to know more about the green marketing products. The objective of the study.
Very good afternoon for the dignitaries on the dais and the audience, respected students. My topic today I have taken is marketing and branding strategy for business success. Before we go into the what exactly this strategy for business success done by one of the company, so let me tell you what exactly you mean by marketing and branding. Marketing is a process of executing planning and distribution of goods and services, which is going to create an exchange and which is going to satisfy the individual and organizational goals. And when it comes to branding, so where we have a branding is used to denote a term, symbol, or a sign, or anything which gives the identity of a company. And with respect to what exactly the role played by marketing and branding, which tells about branding is for the long term and marketing is for the short term. As you know that to create that brand identity in the minds of the customer, it's very difficult. So it takes a longer time to build that relationship and build a trust in the minds of the customer. And with respect to marketing is a short term where in order to cope up with this branding, marketing needs to be attended. And when it comes to it is remains consistent, and whereas marketing is consistently evolving. As you know, there is earlier it was only the companies concentrating on the production. Later it came to sales concept, and then it moved to later marketing. And presently we are at the stage of societal marketing concept. That's why it is continuously evolving, and it creates a relationship. Yes, of course, when you create an identity in the minds of the customer, you're going to build that trustworthy and relationship, and it creates a need. Marketing focuses mainly on the targeting needs and preferences of the customer. So this is a definition I've just quoted here. Again, what exactly you mean by branding and marketing. And this is all the branded thing, company's name I have added. And my research paper is on the secondary data, and my objective of the research paper, I have taken the help of the Mamaearth company, and my limitation is there is only a generalization of the subject is possible because marketing and branding is a wide phenomenon. Let me tell you about what exactly about the Mamaearth. As I said, I've taken the example of the case study with respect to Mamaearth. As the topic of our conference is only on the sustainable development and innovative management practices, from the 2 days we are speaking about reduce, reuse, and recycle. Mamaearth is one of the company who concentrated on this concept of reduce, reuse, and recycle. And this is all the product range of the Mamaearth. Initially they came into the concentrated on the babies, and later on they moved to all the kinds of products, that is hair care, skin care, and everything. When it comes to the pricing, they concentrate mainly on the value-based pricing. So value-based pricing is where you are going to give customers the compatibility when they are going to purchase. And they also concentrate on the premium pricing, because what the ingredients they are using in that product, which is of the the chemical free, the toxin free. That's why the premium pricing concentrate on the quality, luxury, uniqueness, and exclusivity. And when it comes to the place, they concentrated on the omni-channel distribution strategy. What exactly you mean by omni-channel distribution? That is available in the mobile, social media, email, call center, website, print ads, and everything. And the promotion, they have concentrated on the robust promotional strategy, where they have concentrated on the much on the social media, where they have utilized the influencer marketer and the bloggers. This is all the marketing strategy of Mamaearth, that is enhancing the customer.
Sunil sir, can you go for the conclusion?
The conclusion is marketing and branding are the essential components of any business strategy, which has to work together in order to retain and delight customer. And by understanding the principles of marketing and branding and integrating them into cohesive strategy, branding, marketing, and other things brings together for the strategy for business success, and which can create a strong, reliant brands in the minds of the customer. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
The next presenter is Manjunath Revananavar, so on the topic social media marketing and green marketing.
Hello, good afternoon, all the dignitaries present on and off the dais. I, Faiza, and with my co-author, Manjunath and Tanzila, we are studying MCOM from KSOU Society, Lingraj College. We are presenting today the entitled with social media marketing and green marketing.
Hi everyone, I am Anjuna. We all know about the social media platforms and social media marketing. Social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, we can use to interact between the friends and family, people, everyone. Then what is social media marketing? Social media marketing uses the social media platforms which are such as Twitter, Instagram, to promote their products and services and brand building and engaging with the customers. Social media is not just a posting content on a Instagram or Facebook. It's a platform that's best opportunity to engage with the audience, to building relationships and creating a value for the business. It will help to increase the sales and leads to the business. On the other side, green marketing. It is also called as sustainable marketing. It is not a strategy to focus. It is a strategy focuses on promoting the products and services that are environmentally friendly and practices to the consumer. It is focuses on the eco-friendly products that uses to reducing energy consumption and recycle products and recycle materials. When you mix the both social media marketing and green marketing, putting two superheroes into together. Social media marketing helps to spread the word about environmental friendly products and practices and reaching lots of people too quickly. The research objective is to raise the awareness about the green products, promotion, place, and price about the green marketing, and to reduce the audience on how businesses can social media as a powerful tool for amplify their green initiatives and reach wider in the marketing. The importance of social media marketing. Social media marketing offers the cost-effective advertising solutions and compared to traditional marketing channels and reach more customers. In that case, we have some importance. First one is reach. It allows the business to reach more widely in the marketing. Next, engagement. We can engage with the audience widely. Next, brand awareness. Yeah, it will increase the brand awareness. Next, importance of green marketing in a social media marketing. First one, brand image enhancement. It enhances the brand image in the social media. Green marketing mix. It has 4 P's like product, promotion, place, and price. Example, one of the American retailer of creation clothing, KSOU, in 1973, it is based on using the recycled materials to create products on clothing. Research methodology, it is based on secondary data, and the intention of research paper is to show social media and green marketing is and using green marketing in social media, how it affects to the business. And final conclusion is social media marketing offers a powerful platform for companies to promote their product and green initiatives and connect with environmentally conscious customers. And thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Next presenter, Darshan Kumar.
The next presenter is Darshan Kumar M. Hiremat on the topic Sustainable Production Technologies, a study of technological impact on production and industrial growth.
Good afternoon, all the dignitaries on and off the dais. I, Amrita Kotki, with my co-author Darshan Kumar Hiremat, are presenting the paper on the topic Sustainable Production Technology, a study of technological impact on production and industrial growth.
So, good afternoon, all the dignitaries on and off the dais. Okay, our topic is like sustainable production technologies, a study of technical impact on production and industrial growth. So in this slide, we can see what is the production exactly. It's a process in which various factors of production, like land, labor, capital, and organizations are used to satisfy the human wants. And here we can see the technology word, which was invented in the earlier 17th century. Okay, and from the ancient Greek word called technica. Okay. So, which means the knowledge of how to use that, how to make things. This is what basically technology means. Okay, and here we can see how the technology has been grown from the 17th century. The first invention was, the sharp hand axe, which was invented 2 million years ago. Then another major invention in technology was fire, that was invented 1.5 million years ago. Okay, the further inventions are clothes, shelters, polished axe, and etc. So here we can see the sustainability. Okay, sustainability means the pursuit of sustainability entails bridging scientific knowledge with practical applications to fulfill future aspirations. So in this part, like here we can see there are three major pillars of sustainability. One is social, economic, and environment. In social, like the objective of social sustainability is to think about the social well-being, and economic, like concentrating on economic growth. Okay, and in environmental, okay, making use of the resources effectively and efficiently by considering the availability of the resource. Then apart from this, these are the sustainable production principles. Okay, principles what the companies need to follow. Okay, in that majorly minimization of pollution, efficient utilization of energy and natural resources, maintenance of economic viability, ensuring safety and health for workers, communities, and consumers, providing social and creative fulfillment for all involved in the production process. Okay, these are the sustainable production principles. Then my major, why I had chosen this sustainable production technology topic is because we all know that GDP is a market, overall market value of the goods and services which are produced in a country. So when GDP is calculated by the market value of the overall goods and services produced, in production we use technologies. So technology indirectly connected with our GDP. Then our research objective is the impact of technology on production in the industries, the current sustainability of production technologies, the pros and cons of technology in the economic development. So research methodology, basically we had followed secondary data for our research. Okay, like we have referred certain journals, okay, and websites and other research papers for this. Then need or scope. Okay. okay, as I told you in the earlier slides, like technology is growing 2 million years ago, from 2 million years ago, okay, which was led to the Industrial Revolution in 1716. Okay, we are using technology in each and every aspect of our life, from keeping the alarm in the morning, okay, counting the footsteps, okay, counting our footsteps, what we, you know, like while walking, and, you know, like scheduling our each and every day, okay, till, you know, like scheduling our bed timing. Okay, we are using, you know, technology in each and every aspects of our life. So that is like pros and cons of production technology. So these are some of the benefits: enhanced quality control, cost efficiency, streamlined supply chain management. So these are the benefits: consistent output, enhanced workplace safety. So limitations of these production technologies. So we can the major limitations are like loss of jobs, limited creativity, high initial cost. Okay, then environmental concern, machine breakdowns. So these are the limitations. Then this is one of the report which was published by Rockwell Automation. Okay, according to this report, India in this report, they have, you know, like surveyed 1,350 countries, like manufacturing concerns across 13 leading manufacturing countries, in which India stands rank one, like because like India in Indian companies, you know, like they are the major investors in technology. Okay. That is 35%, like they are investing in technologies. 35% of their operating budget they are investing in technology. So apart from this, like types of technology used in manufacturing. So these are the major, you know, like recent technologies which are used in the nowadays in manufacturing industries. Then government initiatives. So leapfrogging from BS5 in automobile sector, leapfrogging from BS4 to BS6. Okay, emission norms, sustainable alternative towards affordable transportation. Then national electronic mobility mission plan, that is like shifting from fuel vehicles to electronic vehicles. And production linked incentives, okay, providing incentives like subsidies to the automobile sectors for manufacturing of electric and other further like fuel efficient vehicles. Like, then impact of technology on industries. So these are the major impact which are, you know, like impacts which are, you know, like which the companies have. So then review of literature. So Prabhu M. Okay, after the LPG, okay, the Indian concerns are, you know, like open to the globalization, globalization, and they are facing, you know, like majorly they are facing competition in terms of technology itself. Okay, so according to him, to survive in this competition, the companies must and should follow the like they have to adopt the recent technologies which were introduced. So findings and conclusions. In our research, what we have found, you know, like in the modern era, there are many technologies which are, you know, eco-friendly. Okay, like we can say electronic, you know, like electronic vehicles. It may be. So we can take such examples, okay, which are not harmful for the environment. So this is what our conclusion is. So these are some of our references. Okay, thank you all.
Now I'd like to call upon Janvi Rajpurohit and Mitali Jain to present on the topic EcoConnect.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mitali and she is my co-author, Janvi. We are second year students and we are from Jain Trinity Business School. So we are here to present our paper. That is, our topic is EcoConnect, Bridging Sustainability for Social Media Marketing for a Greener Tomorrow. So in the era of using the resources from the nature, it is important to give it back. The best way to give it back is by saving it for tomorrow. Today's interconnected world, The fusion of sustainability and social media marketing holds the key to shaping a greener tomorrow. Welcome to the intersection of social media marketing and green marketing, where we cultivate sustainability. Social media marketing is a use of social media platforms to connect with your audience, to increase your brand, to increase your sales, and to drive website traffic. Green marketing refers to the process of producing and selling the products based on the environmental benefits and they are eco-friendly in nature. Sustainability development in social marketing and green marketing involves promoting eco-friendly products to ensure long-term environment preservation and societal well-being.
So the research methodology, the present study is purely descriptive in nature. To achieve the stated objectives of the study, a qualitative approach was adopted. The study is purely based on secondary data, where we used newspapers, textbooks of recent edition, and electronic sources. Let's see the scope of social media marketing and green marketing: digital integration, awareness campaigns, product promotion, educational content, and partnership. So here it basically means that EcoConnect merges sustainability and social media marketing to inspire green actions, fostering a brighter, greener future through digital engagement. And the objectives of the study are: increases awareness, drive engagement, foster collaboration, measure impact, and promotes behavior. How does this social media marketing actually works? There are some of the tools and platforms through which this social media marketing actually runs. Social media tools are comprehensive tools that allow you to manage multiple social media accounts, schedule your post, track analytics, and engage with followers. The example of this are Hootsuite, Buffer, Sprout Social. Content creation and editing tools like Canva and others help in creating visually appealing graphics, images for social media posts. There is a MailChimp. It is an email marketing platform for businesses to manage campaigns efficiently. HubSpot is all-in-one bound marketing, sales, and service platform for businesses. Let's come to the social media platforms. Social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter X, LinkedIn enable users to connect, share content, and engage with others globally, fostering communication, networking, and brand promotion opportunities. There are some of the companies which are using the above mentioned tools and platforms towards EcoConnect. For example, Nike. Nike promotes sustainable practices by using recycled materials, reducing carbon emission, and supporting eco-friendly initiatives like Move to Zero campaign. Starbucks implements green marketing by promoting reusable cups, reducing waste, sourcing ethically produced coffee beans to minimize environmental impact. Unilever employs sustainable sourcing, eco-friendly packaging, campaign like Dove Real Beauty to promote green initiative and consumer awareness.
IKEA prioritized drastically reducing greenhouse gas emissions across the IKEA value chain and moved toward the use of only renewable or recycled materials by 2030. Mamaearth supports green marketing by promoting sustainable practices, eco-friendly products, and reducing carbon footprint, like example, solar energy, biodegradable packaging, and recycling initiatives. So as we conclude, EcoConnect, it becomes a powerful force connecting social media marketing and sustainability to catalyze a positive change. EcoConnect unlocks new opportunities for collaborations, engagement, and innovation. EcoConnect fosters a culture of corporate social responsibility and encourages business to prioritize planet over profit. Leveraging the power of social media platforms enables brands to communicate eco-friendly and foster a community committed to sustainable practices. The evolving landscape of social media offers a dynamic space for promoting green initiatives, fostering meaningful connections, and driving positive environmental change. Thank you.
The next presenter is Sinan MA on the topic, a study on customers' perception towards online shopping with special reference to Amazon Mysore City.
Good afternoon, everyone. I, Agamya Rubin, pursuing my MBA in Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore,
I, Sinan M.A., a student of MITM Mysore,
are here to present our paper on a study on customer perception towards online shopping with special reference to Amazon Mysore City. Coming to the introduction of what actually is an online shopping. Online shopping has become popular since 1999 to 2000. According to a study in India, overall, 97% of young people access internet on regular basis. And we can also see that Amazon says India's e-commerce business bounced more than 80% since 2013. And online shopping evokes the physical allowing of buying products and their services to their customers on motor retail or shopping center.
Now coming to the major point, that is profile of the study. As we mentioned that our study is with reference to Amazon, I will give you a short gist about Amazon. Amazon is the largest multinational technology internet company founded by Jeff Bezos in the year 1994. The company initially started as an online marketplace for books, but later on it was expanded into n number of products. And the major strategy they used was the everything store. By the researchers we have gone through, or the journals we have gone through, the researchers expected the online shopping market in India to reach over $15 billion by 2016, up from only $35 million in the year 2017. Amazon acquired Whole Foods market for US $13.4 billion, which vastly increases Amazon's presence as a brick and mortar retailer in the year 2018. Now, currently Jeff Bezos is the world's richest man. Now, coming to the review of the literature we have gone through. We have collected about 4 to 6 years literature review that is followed from 2013 to the year 2018. The title of the research papers goes as the customer relationship management and what is the consumers buying behavior affected, and a study on digital India, and comparative study of online and offline shopping, and a study on impact of digital marketing in customer purchase decision, and problems faced by customers on online shopping. Now, coming to the major thing, that is the research methodology. We have followed both the method, that is one is primary data as well as the secondary data. Now, what is primary data? The primary data we have followed is such as by conducting questionnaires, conducting face-to-face interviews, and by observation within the area of the study. Now, coming to the other point, the total population size of the study was 150 respondents, which was considered optimum for the study. The questionnaire issued for Amazon online shopping customers in Mysuru city. The secondary data is collected through books, websites, various research publications, journals, and periodicals. Now, we have conducted a significant test. That means the sample distribution is not shaped like a normal curve. That means it is not approximately 0.5 and 0.5. That is lesser than 0.05. Now, we have applied metric test as mentioned, such as one-way ANOVA test, mean, standard, sample t-test, etc.
Coming to the objective of our study is that we conduct a survey on this topic to highlight the demographic profile of the Amazon shopping customers, especially in the Mysore. We wanted to access the major reasons for customer opting to shop with the Amazon, and to analyze the customer satisfaction level by shopping with the site, and to examine the main problems faced by the customer with regards to that purchase of product and services, and also to light few suggestions on the study. The hypotheses that we framed on this are H1, there is no significant difference between demographic profiles of Amazon shopping customers. H2, there is no significant relationship between major reasons for customers choosing Amazon shopping site. H3, there is a significant relationship between customer satisfaction level
organic farming and analysis.
Good afternoon, all of you, dignitaries of on the dais and off the dais. My name is Ashoka K, research scholar, Department of Peace Studies and Research in Research Center in Economics, Gnana Sahyadri in Coimbatore University, under the guidance of Professor Jairam Bhatt. Our topic is Sustainable Agriculture Production Technology, Need for Organic Farming and Analysis. Briefly explained on, on the slide on introduction and introduction and review of literatures, statement of problem, on the we have consistent some objectives. First one is to understand the importance of organic farming for sustainable development of agriculture in India. Second one is to examine the problems of confronting the farmers in practicing organic farming in India. The study is descriptive and analytical based on secondary source. Resultant discussion. Organic food production in India, out of the total 178 countries, India is placed in 9th position in practicing organic agriculture. India produces a higher variety of organic products with the prevailing agroclimatic zones. The total area under organic certificate is registered at 3.566 million hectare in 2018-19, together with cultivated area and wild harvest area. State like Madhya Pradesh is occupied highest first place under organic certificate. It was about 9.18 lakh hectare, followed by Rajasthan, second place, registered with 6.32 lakh hectare. Third place, Maharashtra reported 2.61 lakh hectare. Odisha, it was 1.28 lakh hectare. Karnataka, 1.05 lakh hectare. Gujarat, 0.94 lakh hectare. Telangana state, 0.88 lakh hectare. Sikkim, 0.5 hectare. The total production of both cultivated and wild harvest was registered at 26 lakh 45,315.667 lakh hectare in 2018-19. Technologies of organic farming: crop and soil management, crop rotation and intercropping, crop residues, green manure, biological pest control, compost. Benefits of organic farming: better taste and more nutrition, minimize the use of chemical residues in soil and pesticide, improve the biodiversity, consume less energy, long-term sustainability, reduce erosion and better water management. Sustainable agriculture and organic farming: improve soil fertility, improving water quality, energy and climate change, protection of biodiversity. Problems confronting farmers practicing organic farming: lack of awareness, output marketing problems, shortage of biomass, inadequate infrastructure. Findings: organic farming techniques help sustainable agriculture development, generate employment opportunity, improve the soil quality. It reduce soil erosion by practicing soil management. The production techniques of organic farming like crop rotation, compost, green manure and bio pest control help to enhance agriculture productivity. Organic farming improves water quality and irrigation, improve infrastructure development and environmental conservation conserves. Hence, organic farming contributes more to enhancing agriculture production and mitigating poverty and hunger to achieve sustainable goals. Suggestion: the government should create more awareness among people about organic farming for development of agriculture. Government should guide the concerned authority to avoid delays in payment to the labor. Government should provide agricultural land to improve the productivity of small farmers. The government should provide incentives to the farmers will the cost of production increase, and also provide remunerative prices for agriculture output of the betterment of organic farming system. There is a need for establishment of an open market system at local level of local levels for improving agriculture produce and selling them in the local markets. Conclusion: agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy. It provides employment opportunity for the growing demand for food of the population. Reduce in poverty and hunger by 2013 is the agenda of the United Nations Sustainable Goals. These sustainable goals can be achieved by increasing agriculture production and productivity. Thank you.
Now I'd like to call upon Siraj Basha sir to sum up the session.
Yes, good afternoon, respected sir, participant, student, friends, and my dear colleagues. Today I am going to summarize now the day 2 technical session 1 on the theme of marketing and operations. Firstly, presented by the Rekha KM on a topic green marketing and initiative. She stressed on the significance and importance of green marketing and also focused on how we need to take the initiatives and implementation on green marketing. Secondly, second presentation by Sunil N on the topic of marketing and branding, and he focused on the importance of marketing and branding strategies which helps to Mama Earth, and also stressed on the various marketing 4 P's of marketing, how it need to be implemented in the marketing. Thirdly, the Manjunath R and the co-author presented a paper on social media marketing and green marketing, and they focused on different media and strategies used by the company to market their products, and also focused on the importance and helps for the business growth. Fourthly, the Darshan and the co-author has presented paper on sustainable production technology, and they focused on the impact of production and the industrial growth, and also speaks on the various pillars required for the sustainability. Fifthly, the Janvi and the co-author has presented paper on the area of Eco-Connect on various aspects, and they focused on the eco-friendly products and also the social well-being and eco-friendly initiatives taken by the company. Then sixthly, the Sasan and co-author presented a paper on customer perception towards online shopping, and they focused on the various reasons for the customer for choosing the Amazon and the level of customer satisfaction. Then finally, the Ashok K presented a paper on sustainability agriculture production, and he focused on the various technology used for the agriculture production. Yes, thank you. Now I request the chair for the session, Dr. M.S. Chandra sir, to give the conclusion for the present topic.
It gives me immense pleasure to stand before you to conclude the session. There were certain observations in the presentations made by the participants. As the theme was on marketing and operations, it opens up a wide scope of, the wide scope and dimension wherein anything related to these topics can be linked to sustainable development. But most of the papers were focused on green marketing, the social media, Connect, Eco-Connect, and the last paper was on sustainable development in agri-production. As we all are aware that India was an agrarian country, but we are moved on to become a technologically developed nation. We are in the forefront of becoming superpower nation in the days to come. You know, as we draw this conference session to the close, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our esteemed speakers, participants, and organizers for their invaluable contributions to our exploration of the current trends in marketing and operations. As I told you, we have delved into the dynamic landscape of the modern business, addressing the key issues and emerging trends shaping the realms of marketing and operations. From the profound impact of digital transformation, that's what most of the people presented on social media or the social platforms, to the imperative customer-centric sustainability, supply chain resilience, and power of personalization. These deliberations and the presentations have enlightened the participants through thought-provoking presentations. You know, some of the issues which I would have liked to highlighted, or I would have expected, was today in the era of digital transformation, the most concern is the privacy concerns and data regulations. Today, we all say that we all might not have freedom because we are tracked. That is where the privacy concerns and data regulations come into picture. Marketers are using various techniques or technology to track the customers. One such is the neural marketing, wherein wherever you go, you are tracked. Whatever you try to scout for the information, you are tracked. Suppose I book a ticket, a flight ticket. The next moment I get some of the information related to where I need to stay, which are the best places to visit and all. This is where we are tracked. Privacy has become a big concern in the present day scenario. So that needs to be addressed by the marketers. Then another thing is the rise of artificial intelligence and automation. Today we might say that we are benefited by artificial intelligence. It has got both the positive and the negative sides, with looking up at some of the instances of deep fake, which has been a concern for most of the publics or the celebrities also. Okay, so we cannot say that AI is a solution for everything. Human intervention is very much essential, even when you have the kind of technology that we are into the present scenario. Without human intervention, nothing can happen. Hence, the focus of the industrialist should be more on human concern. Though we need technology, but not without taking the consideration of human beings. Then we talk about information superhighway today. Okay, the content overload which is happening. We need certain information, but when you Google it out, you get loads of information, and we might not be able to shortlist or focus on whatever the information that is required. So that needs to be addressed by creating high quality, high resolution data that is pertinent to the user. Then we have influencer challenges, influencer marketing challenges in marketing. Today, most of the products and services are influenced by the celebrities and the people concerned. So the consumption is becoming, many of the people or many of the consumers are buying the products even though they don't need it. That is what is happening, which is a serious concern that needs to be addressed. Because most of the time, we buy products and we might end up not using it. Just because of the influencers, we are buying the products or availing the services. That should not be, because that leads to a lot of problem. Then brand authenticity and purposes. Today we are in the era where anything can be duplicated or anything can be faked. So there is a big concern on brand authenticity. Brand authenticity should be addressed, which directly has an impact on the consumer behavior. Because Most of the time, we as a consumer would prefer to go for a branded product or a branded service. Hence, the concern by the industrialists should be to hold on the grounds to maintain brand. Then, as one of the presenters said, Mr. Sunil, when he was talking about omnipresent channels, today we don't depend on only one or two channels. It is omnipresent. That means the supply happens in all forms of or all channels. That is where we have moved into. We need not go to the market today. Whatever the products or services you want to buy, it comes to your doorsteps at the click of a button. Then sustainability and ethical marketing, that is what should have been addressed, wherein there's a concern for ethics. Ethics has to be taken care. Though every organization has an objective of making profits and wealth maximization, but not at the cost of devaluing the consumers, but not keeping the ethics is very important part of the business. Hence, many of the companies which are still in the budding stages, they should not get into unethical practices. So one such company is TCS or Tata Groups. Though they have a wide concerns in almost all the operations, but they are not number one. Why? Because they have stuck to the basic principle of ethical operations. Okay. Then the last one is, when I talk about ethical aspects, one of the professors mentioned in the panel discussion about the Vantara. Vantara, I hope you have heard about it. The dream project of Anant Ambani, okay, which has become viral in the present social platforms. This is a green project, rescue and rehabilitation center for animals, wherein they are more focusing on elephant rehabilitation. And most of the companies or most of the industries or industrialists would be doing this. One such as we have come to know. So, when the companies can align their ethical behavior with the consumer expectations, then we can say sustainability can happen. There should be an alignment between the company's ethical values and the customer's expectations. There should not be any deviations. Okay? And today we are voice search, voice search and AI assistants. Most of us are familiar with the use of Siri, Alexa, and all. Today you drive any vehicle, the new generation vehicle, they are assisted by your internet-based and voice search assistants. You need not do anything. Suppose if I want to switch on the AC in my car, I just have to order Kia, switch on the AC to whatever the degree. It switches on and I just have to go and sit in. That is a kind of scenario that we are into. And even if my car door is open or something happens, I get a message. So we are all connected. And one thing what I would like to say here is, whatever we do, everything is connected. And that is what Einstein said. And people, most of the time we have that compartmentalization. When we say, I attend this conference, I go back home, I finish my job, though that's not the case. Everything is connected, every activity is connected, and every human being is connected. And that is where we need to think, and we should need to have a concern. It is not just attending a conference, not just making a presentation in the conference. What is the take home? What is that we are going to apply at the later part? To conclude, we have learned some lessons from this. Some of the presenters had to go with the flow, review of literature at the end, research methodology at the end, and maintaining or developing an article wherein then there needs to be some fine tuning into it. And some of the students who have used the statistical tools, they should get the basics of it before, employing any statistical tools. Now, together, let us continue to explore, adapt, and collaborate, shaping the future of marketing and operations in a world of limitless potential. Okay. Thank you once again for your unwavering commitment to excellence and your dedication to advancing the frontiers of knowledge and practice. Here is to continued learning, collaboration, and progress on our collective journey towards success. Before I conclude, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me to chair this session and address you all. And I take this opportunity to announce the best papers in this particular session. The first paper goes to the MIT students, Sansan, and that's basically for using the statistical tools. And the second one is Mithali Jain, Echo Connect paper. I'm happy for you, and I congratulate other participants also. In the days to come, you can come out with quality paper. Thank you one and all. Thanks KSOU. And lastly, I would like to say, we are all slaves of our own devices. Today, can anyone live without cell phone? Can we? We have come to that era wherein we have become the slaves of our own devices. We have to learn to live contentedly. But technology has become inseparable in the present scenario. Okay? And I would like to also mention, a lot of people talked about the sustainability development, corporate social responsibility, but we need to have individual social responsibility. That is where we are forgetting our responsibilities. Okay? Lastly, I would like to say technology is a double-edged sword. How best we use it is in the hands of the human beings. Thank you one and all.
Now, we finally come to the end of the technical session on the theme Marketing and Operations. This session is sponsored by JK Tyres. It's an immense pleasure to deliver a vote of thanks on this occasion. Firstly, I would like to thank Dr. M.S. Yatish Chandra sir, the session chair, for being over here besides his busy schedule. I would like to request Dr. Rajeshwari madam to do the felicitation. I would also like to thank Dr. Vinay and Damodar sir from JK Tyres, the keynote speakers of today's session. Sir has stressed the need and importance of sustainable development and innovative management practices for a better future. Sir has also emphasized the strategies adopted by JK Tyres towards sustainable development. Thank you very much, sir. I would also like to thank Siraj Basha sir, the co-chair and rapporteur of today's session. Dear participants, I request you all to join us for lunch, which has been organized in the Ganga Auditorium, and kindly
ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮುಕ್ತ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯ ನ್ಯಾಕ್ ನಿಂದ A+ ಮಾನ್ಯತೆ ಪಡೆದಿದೆ. ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ. BA, BCom, MA ಕನ್ನಡ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್, ಹಿಂದಿ, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ್, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್, MCom, MBA, MSc ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ನಲ್ಲೇ ವ್ಯಾಸಂಗ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪದವಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಜನವರಿ ಆವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾತಿ ಪಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಮಾರ್ಚ್ 31, 2024 ಕಡೆಯ ದಿನಾಂಕ.